gonna say some voices, and we're gonna go for face. Yay! Hi. Hi. Today I'm DevTalk. I'm starting that like a pro. You said it. I'm a pro. I'm just
Let's
showing
go
it
again.
there. So hi. Today on DevTalk, we're having Colin Northway from Northway Games. The usual little what's DevTalk. It's us meeting people that we don't know. We don't know a lot about them, but we know that they are devs and they're making cool games. And we want to know more about why, how, where, especially where here, and everything that goes behind doing those games. I'm going to let, if you want so, I'm going to let Colin introduce himself and tell us a bit who he is, where he's from, and all of that.
That's a nice way to start it.
So hey, my name is Colin Northway. I make video games. I grew up on the west coast of Canada on Vancouver Island, and then my wife Sarah and I moved to San Francisco in the 2000 kind of mid 2000s, where I made a flash game called Fantastic Contraption, and then in my spare time while I was working as a web developer, and then that game kind of blew up online, made some money, and so Sarah and I quit our jobs, traveled the world for 5 years making video games. We released a couple of games. And then we moved to Vancouver about 10 years ago. And the Vancouver indie scene, big reason we moved to Vancouver. Vancouver indie scene is huge. Lots of us here. And we've shipped another few games from Vancouver.
Yeah, I didn't knew that the community, the indie community was so big there. Because
yeah, it's definitely,
we're hearing about Montreal because we're in it, but I didn't know that Vancouver was a big one.
The Montreal scene is definitely big. Vancouver, I think Vancouver and Montreal used to be more even, and then Vancouver Vancouver is bigger than Montreal right now.
Ooh.
And I think it's bigger than Toronto.
I'm not from there, so I don't mind. You can be bigger than Montreal. I don't really mind.
Is it like organized, or is there like not a union but like a group of dev that are like organizing events and stuff like that for the indie in Vancouver?
Yeah, it's both yes and no. So the Full Indie Summit is our the Full Indie Meetup is our monthly meetup, and then the Full Indie Summit is a yearly 1-day talks summit that we do, which is super fun. And if anybody feels like coming to Vancouver, it's usually in the fall. And then we do in the last couple of years. And as an ongoing regular thing, we do a Vancouver Game Garden in the summer, where we use like a community space in the city, and then we bring a bunch of only local games. And so we'll table like 60 games or something.
Oh, that's really
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can.
And then there's a lot of
Vancouver. It's warmer and there's cool people.
Yeah, let's talk about the tax breaks in Vancouver.
So
yeah, we are missing a lot of other places in the world have easier to get money than Vancouver does.
For real? Okay, because
I feel like for a long time there was like all indie game developers were Swedes because Sweden was like providing a lot of money, but I feel like that stopped happening at some point, and now there's fewer Swedish game devs.
Montreal was injecting a lot, but there's been a lot of change in the last couple of years, and it's a lot harder to find your space. But yeah, it was for a while, so I guess there's better place nowadays.
Yeah, and there's still some support via the CMF, the Canadian Media Fund, but that's
hard.
That's like a federal level, so I don't think there's any provincial or city level support.
Yeah.
Not
that like are worth noting. No, yeah.
I like this. I remember there's a Picasso quote that said, when critics get together, they talk about light and shape, and when artists get together, they talk about where to buy cheap turpentine. And I feel like when indie devs get together, they talk about taxes and government funds.
How can we get our games out? How can it cost less?
Like we're just like immediately like,
slash then marketing slash then
let's talk about taxes and funding in the first like 5 seconds of an indie game.
So exciting. So if we go like all the way back to the beginning, I'm sure you've done it plenty, but why games? How did you end up working in games? How did you end up making games?
Oh, I mean, doesn't everybody just want to make video games?
Yeah, I guess so. But I didn't. I had a brother that was doing that, and I was not like my brother, so I was not gonna do games. And I end up creating
she
a
was a cool
company with
girl.
him,
Yeah.
and he's a creative director on our company. So I guess I missed my mark, but at first I did not want to do that. But I guess programmer mind probably was there like early in the youth.
Yeah, I do think so I took a programming class in high school that was very valuable for me. And there was like two or three of us that just took to it very naturally. And so I started programming for a living, and then if you can program, then you're going to make video games. And then Sarah and I both are both programmers. We met in university studying computer science. And then we were both worked as web developers professionally for a number of years. We moved to San Francisco at some point, and Sarah got a job at a game company, and I got a job making websites for lawyers.
Oh,
And
exciting.
making websites for lawyers job was so boring that I made a Flash game on the side. And then that blew up and became Contraption. And then when it started paying me more than my real job, I quit my real job. And then Sarah quit, and we started traveling and became full-time indie devs. And that was like 2008.
Oh,
Hold on, I'm
coming
gonna
up on
like
20 years.
keep it in a chronological order right now because I've probably played your game actually back in the days. Because like I was looking at it and I'm like, I
Yeah,
I played
lots
that,
of players, like millions and millions.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna move us to the page so people can take a look at what's happening because I have a Steam page
Okay.
there that's so transition. Okay, we there.
there you go.
How smooth was it? Huh? I'm a pro.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
we
can
need to
go
work
ahead.
on the sound effect thing. Like, we need a proper soundboard, but otherwise, yeah, it's perfect. But yeah, no, seriously. So chronologically, you were working at a for like lawyers. So boredom became the main motivation of you going into game design, and then you did fan- a fantastic contraption.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Cool.
I think boredom is actually a valuable. I guess it's not a skill, but it's a valuable thing to happen to you
Yeah,
because it gives you that mental time. Like if you have a job that's very exciting, then it's hard to have the mental space to work when you get home. But if you have a job that's very boring, then your brain is kind of can churn
yeah,
What can I do that's
in the
more
background.
exciting?
yeah. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you're not that's all that creative energy, and it is even with a job that's not very exciting. It's still hard to get home and actually put the work in, but at least at work your brain can be spinning on something interesting.
All right. So we've had a desync issue with the video and
I get that.
audio right now. Is it good?
Is
it
it still the
working fine?
case? On my side, it looks fine. It was just for like
Okay, cool.
2 seconds,
Perfect.
and then it was fine.
All right. So boredom. Now, you did that kind of game in Flash, which, if I remember correctly, ain't really the best programming platform to
Easiest
work
one.
on. Easiest, yeah.
Well, I don't know at the time. I mean,
Well, yeah,
the nice thing is the power of like a web game, right? So
yeah.
if you make something for the web, then it's extreme. Like lots and lots of people can play it. So we're kind of in a weird place at the moment with web games, where well now okay, so I'm actually not sure what the state is, like
Yeah.
how many people play games on the web, and how popular it is and where they're doing it. But
And ooh
so
is
for a long
actually-
time there was like nothing. So there was like in around 2000 the mid 2000s, web games were like a huge thing. Congregate, big Armored Games portals. There was like lots and lots of Flash gaming. Millions of people were playing. It was very popular. Newgrounds.
Yeah.
Lots of games that lots of indie devs who are very famous now started on like Flash games like Newgrounds or whatever. And then it all completely died when Flash died, right? People say Steve Jobs killed Flash because he refused to put it on the iPhone. And so Flash really did straight up die. And then HTML5 was going to replace Flash, but HTML standards are hard to work with and they fracture easily, and so HTML5 took a while to come on and people start using it. And I feel like there's a bit of a resurgence on web games, but I'm really not plugged into it.
Kids are playing those, right? There's
Yeah, I feel like there's a bunch of IO games that got big.
Yeah.
If they can go like closer to those kind of game and less like Roblox, it will be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm all
games
for
are in a
it.
totally different space now too.
Yes,
Like
indeed.
like if we talk about the iPhone too. Like when the iPhone shipped, games were a huge part of that. So we did Fantastic Contraption was 2008. iPhone launched in I don't know what, like 2009 or something.
Yeah.
And so Contraption was like an early game on iPhone, which was
real?
Yeah, it was like really good for we partnered with a company called NXile, run by Brian Fargo. They did a fantastic job with the port.
Nice.
So
We
that
like
was, that
smooth
was
porting.
yeah, they did. I couldn't say have a better relationship with those guys. They did a fantastic job. So we benefited by being a game on the App Store. You know, that was at the time it's a real crapshoot
Yeah.
whether you could make money. I have all kinds of thoughts and stories about that era.
Yeah.
But now people don't play games on their phones like they did at the time. Now I feel like games aren't competing with games; they're competing with social media, which is something social media said first. Social media was like, "Oh, we're not competing with other social media platforms. We're competing with games." And so, you know, in 2010, if you were on the subway and you looked at people on their phones, they'd be playing some little game. And now they're probably on Instagram or TikTok instead.
Scrolling. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. When I was
That's
younger,
sad,
people
actually,
were really
when you
playing on
come
their
to
phone.
think about it.
They're not doing it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, and if they are playing a game, it's Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
Because there's only room for... Because the way stores are... This is always true, that the way phone stores are set up is they really benefit, like a real winner-take-all environment, they really benefit the top 10 and the top 100. And then as soon as you drop off the storefront visibility, it's very hard to have anyone to notice you or know you exist.
It's not for every kind of game, but like it's not about what your game is. It's just the money you put into putting in the face of the people. Like those Candy Crush and all of those games where you just the more you see it and you end up playing it because you only see that everywhere, and you're not noticing people like that put like their heart into making those games. They're just those that have money and can show it to you. So yeah, it's
I mean, I would say like I think phones for indies have been essentially dead for like the last 10 years, longer.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
mean,
lot
for a while,
of
they were a
mobile
great
game that
market. For a while,
work, but for
The
money.
classic thing was like make a Flash game and then make a Flash game, give it away for free, get a couple of million players, and then do an iOS game for like charge like $2 and then make, you know, some money. But that's, that was great for a while and now it's toast.
You just like really paved the road to my segue because that was exactly where I was going. Your game, if I remember correctly, when I played it, it was free on PC. You just like click on it and it loaded and everything was fine. I know that there was like an editor or something that you had to pay for, but it's fuzzy memory. Is that where the lawyer money came from, or was it from the mobile platform?
So the original contraption was you get 10 levels for 10 or I think it's 10 levels for free, and then if you wanted access to a level editor and all the levels people made with the level editor, you had to give me $10.
Oh,
and
which is
that was like
cheap.
my own custom rolled PayPal integration.
Yeah.
So that started
Which was like really like what's the word for it at that point
I
back in
don't
like
know how to
2008.
say that in
know,
English.
I don't know.
It was very at the time nobody else
was
was doing
new.
it.
Yeah.
I was like the first
Yeah,
person
there
to
we
do
go.
this.
Yeah.
If you look at our
Ahead of
if
the
you look at our
curve, I'd
career-
say. Ahead of the curve? Would it
Yeah,
be
yeah,
like
for
There we
sure.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually ended
Oh, we had it again.
up kickstarting because I made like I'm gonna say like low six figures. I'm not gonna say like how
That
much,
makes
but not like less than $1 million,
Yeah.
but like enough, like real money.
Yeah. Which
And
is really
so-
exciting. You're
No,
doing that.
Yeah, it was
your
incredible.
full-time
For me,
job
it was
now.
like the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me in my
Yeah.
life. And at the time, it was like Flash games tended to, you would get like an ad sponsor. So you would find an ad sponsor and they would give you $10,000, would be like a great sponsorship to make your game. And then you have like a little ad in front of your Flash game before it played. And so this model of doing, this is also kind of during the beginning of like the in-app purchase microtransaction thing is like starting up in video games at the same time. And so doing this in Flash was a new idea. And then since I was living in San Francisco at the time, there was a bunch of Flash portals like Congregate who were also in San Francisco. I ended up like they would like, hey, let's have dinner and a meeting and like tell me how you're like doing this thing. And we were like, maybe we'll run it into maybe build it into our platform. So a bunch of these Flash platforms ended up building like
OG elevator pitch.
yeah. Except they were like, I wasn't trying to sell anything. They just wanted to know what I was doing. I was like, I don't want a piece of this. I just make video games. I don't want to do like other things. So they ended up building all this like in-app purchase stuff into like their platforms, and then it turned out to be a dead end. Like none of it went anywhere, and they spent a bunch of time on money trying to replicate a thing that didn't work.
I mean, okay. So what got me into your game when I was younger was the physics approach that you add to it. It was kind of like, I don't know if you've ever played with those, but like, you know, the Lego techniques.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Like building a contraption that could like do something, no matter what it is, and like running on its own, because like Lego Technics came with like small, like 4 volts motors that could like go in one direction, not the other. It was like, anyway, it was fun. And so your game like talked to that person in me. But what I want to know is why you went with a physics-based.
Because that was not really a thing before, was it? I don't know a lot about
I mean,
physics games.
If is funmotion.com the website is it still on the internet? I think it's not. So there used to be this website run by my friend. Oh wait, fun-motion.com. I think it's still there.
Oh.
Yes, okay, it's still there. When was the last update? Was by Matthew Wagner on October 28th, 2009.
Hey boy! It's been a while.
Motion.com. This is like this. So Flash games physics games were like a whole kind of micro genre at the time. Like you can talk about Gish was like a physics game by Edmund Macmillan, who went on to do very famous games whose names are somehow escaping me at the moment. And Pontifex or Bridge Builder by Alex. Oh, sorry, Alex, I forget your last name. And
a Bridge Builder is sounding something to me. I think I've seen that one when
that was like a
younger,
classic. And then there's like newer versions of Bridge Builder, which I'm also blanking on, by a guy who's I'm also blanking on, which became much more popular. It looks better graphics, better physics. And physics games specifically. So actually, if you go into the Fantastic Contraption credits, you can see me list all the games that came before. Also, World of Goo had a lot to do with it, because that was like 2008. That was around that big indie boom. That was a physics game. But the one that most inspired Fantastic Contraption is a game that nobody's heard of called Armadillo Run, which I don't know if you can even find and buy Armadillo Run. It's a super fun game. But in Armadillo Run, you started with an armadillo, which, a lot of this is Incredible Machine based. Like Incredible Machine was kind of probably the first like kind of physics game. And so you start with an armadillo that's a sphere. It's 3D graphics. It's a sphere, and then you have to make kind of scaffolding to get the armadillo from one place to another. And there's scaffolding and springs and kind of simple tools. And it's instead of Incredible Machine, it's kind of like I don't know, say it as a physics engine, and it's kind of some like loose rules that behave in physicsy ways. But Armadillo Run was like a real physics engine, and I think it was an armadillo curled up because that looks like a basketball, and a basketball is like one of the standard Incredible Machine.
I'm on their website. I'm gonna put it in the.
Oh, you found Armadillo Run? Oh, that's so excellent. Okay, I'm gonna go check that website out after.
I don't know if the download demo works, but
it would be so good if it does. Go play it. It's a great game.
I
So
mean,
Fantastic Contraption is literally what if Armadillo Run, except you build the armadillo instead of the run.
yeah, yeah,
So it is a very concrete beginning idea. And then I would
and
say in terms of straight game design, I would say the flux capacitor of Fantastic Contraption is the wheel with 4 joints on the outside. So in Fantastic Contraption, very simple. Central part of the game is its simplicity. So it has only wheels and sticks. And the wheels, if you connect a stick to the middle of a wheel, it'll spin. It'll power itself. So you can make a car by taking 2 wheels and putting 1 stick between them. And as soon as you put joint points on the 4 outside, you can only connect to joint points. You can't connect like arbitrarily. So 1 stick, you can only connect to the ends.
Okay.
And a wheel, you can only connect to the middle or the 4 cardinal points. And as soon as you can connect to 4 cardinal points, it just kind of enables surprisingly, it enables an extremely large amount of machines that you can make. It's very
Yeah,
expressive.
it's infinite possibility. There's so many things
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you can do
exactly.
with
So
so
that
little.
that's the one kind of like genius idea that was completely accidental. I literally don't know
Yeah.
where that came from.
That's really
okay, all right. So
That's
so
the design
so,
doc. There's the contraption design doc in a nutshell.
Yeah, somewhere. I would guess. I was about to switch in French.
That's so much excitement.
No, I mean,
Like going in French.
so was there? Because I don't know Flash that well. Was there like a limitation on how much complicated the machine that you created could be?
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be computational limits. In
Yeah.
Flash, the bigger limits are graphical rather than
Yeah.
the physics spinning. So Flash graphics are entirely, at the time, Flash graphics were entirely vector. So vector graphics are like a mathematical formula instead of like raster graphics is like a bitmap that you move
Yeah.
around and scale. So graphics cards are really good at dealing with raster graphics, and they're don't know what to do with vector graphics. So vector graphics are entirely on the CPU instead of the GPU. And so every time you change a vector graphic, you incur a pretty high cost. So Flash has a bunch of optimization stuff in it. So if you keep your circumstances right, you can keep a reasonable frame rate. But as soon as you go outside of those circumstances, your frame rate is just going to tank. So you had to be clever about it. There's other advantages to raster graphics, like they scale perfectly. They're great at every scale, unlike raster graphics.
Yeah.
They have a certain look, so that's why like the Flash game look happened. So I would say
You're right. Yeah.
You
I just realized that.
yeah. So you've seen the graphics on Fantastic Contraption; they're pretty simple.
Yeah.
So a big
But,
reason
I
they're
mean-
so simple is because the limitations. And there are people who did things in Flash that look way, way, way better than what I did. I'm also not an artist. I'm a programmer,
Yeah.
not an artist. So that leads a lot to why the graphics look like they do. But the physics ran pretty good. They are in a physics engine called... I didn't write the physics engine. I just... it's a free physics engine called Box 2D, written by Aaron Cato. That's the same physics engine that drove like Angry Birds and a lot of games. It's still used in 2D games now.
Oh, real?
It's seen a number of updates. Yeah, actually, I was talking to Aaron Cato, and he had like a donate. Oh yeah, you use Box 2D? Here's a donation thing on my website, and so I gave him like $300, some like small amount of money. But I was talking to him, and I think he said that that was more money than he ever saw from Angry Birds. So
Oh my god.
that's something for me.
That's good
He's doing
for
fine
you.
though. He got like a job at Blizzard doing physics,
Yeah, yeah.
StarCraft, and
And-
Warcraft.
yeah.
So he's
I
doing
have to
great.
say,
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with the visual. I think it makes sense with it. It's serving. I like it.
Well,
I think it
most-
does the job.
Most
No-
Flash game at that point in time looked like that. I mean,
Well,
I didn't
no,
play
think
it
there's a
a
game.
lot.
Like if you look at I think if you look at like Mike and Greg games, like Solip's Gear or sorry, Mike and Greg, I'm blanking on your other game names. They had a lot of games that I think looked really good.
I think it
I mean,
depends on the
there's a lot of
style
Flash
of
games that
game
look
you
better.
do, but I think it's serving well. Like the focus is not what visually it's doing; it's what's happening, what you're able to do with it. So I like it. It does the job.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, the main draw was there.
Like like vinyl toys were happening. Like vinyl toys were really like starting to happen at the time. So the idea was like it's kind of a vinyl toy look.
Oh,
Yeah,
did we
it's
lose
kind of cool.
you?
Did we?
Oh, perfect.
No.
It's just a camera that
He's
freezed.
drinking water. That's fine.
The camera freeze for a second. I wanted to ask what's next for Fantastic Contraption, but before I think we should go to the beginning of Northway Games. I think we should take a look at like the inception of that and
Yeah,
you and
when
Sarah
Space
building.
yeah.
So I'm just gonna swap up so we can meet Sarah too in the picture that I have there. So I'm gonna show them. Where are you, Sarah? Where are you? I had a full. Did I? Oh yeah, that's not the right one.
Yeah, we've got some good Sarah pictures.
Dude, I have a bunch of cool pictures. Like, see?
Well, I can talk about it while you find the picture.
Oh.
So I think Fantastic Contraption is credited Sarah Northway, Colin Northway, and my friend James Mark did the music. So Northway, maybe I don't remember when we started crediting Northway Games with things, but I guess Northway Games did not exist in 2008 when we released Fantastic Contraption. So Sarah was working at a company called Three Rings, which did a game called Puzzle Pirates and a bunch of really good games. That's a great studio. She had a great experience with that job. I hung out with those people a lot. It was super fun. And then after Contraption blew up, we had enough money that we could, quit. And I mean, if you had a laptop, you could work from
Yeah.
anywhere. So, I mean, why not work from everywhere?
Yeah.
So we had done a year. We went to school at UVic in Victoria on the west coast of Canada, and we worked at a web dev job for a couple of years. Yeah, it's a good job. Made some money, and so after working there for a year or two, we were like, what we really want to do is travel. I read like too many Tintin books as a kid, and we took a year in Thailand and Japan. And then while we were there, Sarah made a video game called Beeple World that she never shipped. It was a great idea, great game. And then she used that as our year of travel started rolling to a close. She started applying for jobs. So she used that as a resume piece for in looking for a job in San Francisco. And she got Three Rings to bite, and she got a job there. And so we both moved to San Francisco, and then I got a job as a web developer.
How did you end up choosing to make a studio together, but not because it's unusual to have a studio that the people in it don't work on the same project. I find it like really cool that you accepted that you both have different idea and you like different thing, but you're gonna work together because you fit so well together. But you want to still be like artistic in different kind of way and be creative in different kind of way. And first, all of those pictures are absolutely adorable. I know you're not seeing them right now if you want to screenshot, but you are absolutely adorable together.
Well, you look good. And I would like to mention the incredible state of your beard in each of one of those. Except the one where...
Yeah, it goes up and down.
Yeah. There's one of the pictures where you are covered in mud. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you
Turkey.
shaved before. What's
Yeah,
behind
right, that's right.
that? Like, what's the
Where
story
are
of
you?
that picture?
Okay, so that's in Turkey. I do not remember the name of the city, but so I used to shave. So I actually used to shave.
Oh.
I used to shave my beard. It would like come and go. I shave every year because I'm lazy. And then
Don't
one year
shave
before,
it. It's amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. So
But thank you.
Thank
What?
you, new follower. It's Mr. Pavonia. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry, that was a wood put in my head, so I wanted to.
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing those.
that's okay. So 1 year before the Game Developers Conference is like a big conference in San Francisco for game developers. And the first time I ever went, I was shaving my beard. And you know, when you trim your beard, I was going to shave it all the way off. And I like shaved just the middle. And I went to Sarah and I was like, oh, look at this. Isn't that funny? You know, like just to be like, oh, that's a joke. And then I'll shave the rest off later. And then Sarah was like, oh, actually, I kind of like
Yeah.
it. So I was like, oh, I'll keep it for a week. And that was the week of GDC. So I went to GDC with like the middle shaved. and now everybody in games like knew me as the guy with the middle of his beard shaved. So I just like had to keep that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I have a bunch of pictures
Oh
there
my
where
God.
you're like have the middle shape.
Yeah, it's the end of winter, so I've really gone to seed, but soon I'll trim it down to the way I'm supposed to look.
Mr. Pavonia just said, I loved playing Rebuild on Newground back when I was younger.
Yeah. Flash
Rebuild.
Crew
There
represent.
you go. Okay.
So that was
I
Sarah's,
was-
that was Sarah's first game after Three Rings. She made a
For
Flash
real?
game called Rebuild, and then she didn't put any like monetization like contraption in that, so
Yeah.
she got a sponsor. I think it was Armor Games sponsored Rebuild, and then it did really well on Congregate. It's like crazy that both of us. I mean, a lot of this is why Northway Games exists because I made a Flash game and it blew up and got like millions of players, and then Sarah made a Flash game and it blew up and got millions of players. Like,
You must be talented somewhere.
not every
I'm
Flash
just
game
saying.
blows up and gets millions of players. Yeah,
I'm
but
guessing
both of
that,
us,
like,
like I worked on, but like I worked, contraption is like almost all mine, and Rebuild is almost all Sarah's. Like I don't really know how. It's just like lucky. I mean, a lot of our career is just luck. It's like right place, right time. Thing happened to work. I'm not going to take credit for how well our career has gone in the place that we are now. To being able to do this for 20 years.
You should be a
When like
bit.
you're just buying, it's
bit.
like you're spinning in indie games. You're spinning the lottery. You're like spinning the lottery.
yeah.
You're buying a lot. You're buying like you're spinning the wheel every time you make a game, and you'll probably miss. Like the odds are small that you won't miss. So that we
There's
have,
a
like,
bunch of
managed to not
luck,
miss so many times.
but
is
there's
very lucky.
also a bit of talent too. If there's
Yeah,
not
I don't know
like
if I
a
believe
whole
in
bunch
talent.
of money behind it, there's luck, but there's also talent. If you don't give
I don't know
yourself
that
credit,
talent
I'm gonna give it.
I would argue two things. Number one, don't argue with Jess. It's a lot of fun. Number two, talent is a thing, but timing is too.
Oh, so-
Like if Colin was to build a fantastic contraption now on Flash, it
on
would
Flash,
not
yeah.
work. There you go.
Absolutely.
So what's next for Fantastic Contraption? What's next for it?
More fantastic contraption.
Yeah.
So I'm currently it's unannounced, so you can't tell anybody.
Okay, we're not
Okay.
But
telling
I'm
anyone.
working on fantastic contraption again. So I'm doing
Number
if you
three,
go to
number
fantastic
four.
if you go to fantasticcontraption.com,
Oh.
there's a newsletter sign up sheet. So
Do you want
when I announce
to
it,
put it
if
in
you want
the
to
chat,
know,
please? Thank
I
you.
will.
so if you want to know when I announce the unannounced or new version of Fantastic Contraption, then you can put your email in there and you'll find out.
If
But
you want
so
to
that'll
be
be
VIP crew.
it's kind of a remaster, so it'll be
Okay.
new graphics. It'll have sound. Oh my god, I'm working with the incredibly talented audio studio Shell in the Pit. Actually, I'm repping there.
Oh,
great
nice.
shirt.
Oh, that's nice. Nice T-shirt.
The link is in the
it'll
chat
have-
for people that
It'll have actual sound in it.
nice.
And I'm also doing a bunch of features, so people still play Fantastic Contraption 20 years later. There's
cool.
a Discord with a link to there's a link to there, and so since people have been playing so long, and I've been kind of an absentee father in terms of Fantastic Contraption, I tend to let it do its thing over there, and I do my thing over here. So I've swept in, and I'm trying to just add features that the community has wanted for a long time.
That's cool.
So there's going to be a bunch of new features, and then all the bells and new graphics and stuff, new build, and it's going to be it'll be an HTML5 build, so it'll exist on the internet again,
Perfect.
which it hasn't for.
I have a
years.
question toward Fantastic Contraption. Do you see
Mm-hmm.
it as a tool that could help like small women learn physics a bit more? Is it something that you see?
Lots of teachers have used it in
Yeah,
class.
perfect. That's what I
Yeah,
was wondering.
it's very common. I used to get requests for keys. Like teachers would be like, "Oh, can I get a bunch of keys for my school?" Which I would always like send them a bunch of keys. So I think so. I think games have games and education is a tricky thing. 'Cause
Yes.
people are always trying to be like, games and education, it's so natural. We'll make educational games, and then they rarely pan out.
Yeah.
But
And
I
when
do
you
think-
use the word education, people are scared and they don't want to look at your game.
It's because we've played so many games that are like well, you're not good enough to make a real video game, so you make like an educational video game and try to sell it to the system and
Yeah,
to
there's
people.
there's a taboo about it. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. But I mean, I do think all the arguments are right that if you can play in a system, gives you a better intuitive understanding of how a system works than reading about it. Like, so I think Fantastic Eruption is valuable for learning how physics work. I mean, it's not going to teach you the math, but you
No.
get some like intuitive understanding of it. I do think so.
Yeah, and just the
It
fact that
gives
it's not like just
you
scrolling. You're not watching something. You're actively participating and doing
Yeah.
something and creating.
Yeah.
And
And I think an intuitive understanding is valuable. Like that's why we do math problems a lot, right? We do like word problems because we need to develop an intuitive understanding of how math
there we go.
works.
Yeah,
And I think contraption is a similar thing for some kinds of physics.
that's really cool.
but the fun factor of it, I don't know if you've ever heard of a game called Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah, I think I've
Yeah,
heard
okay,
of Kerbal
cool.
Space Program.
Well, I mean, some people, I mean, it's really popular, but like in that niche.
I have
of,
actually
play-
never played Kerbal Space Program.
Okay. So see, that game is kind of the same. It's like you want to like build a rocket to like send people in space, but then you have to understand the math behind it because at some point, no matter how many boosters you're putting around your rocket, it won't reach wherever you want to go. So you need to understand the math. So it's kind of the same principle where if you want to like send a little lucky thing from one side to the other, you need to work the string thingy on your contraption. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Is
I
it?
think Kerbal's a great example.
It is. I've never played the second one, but the first one is still dear to my heart. Learned about like delta V's and stuff. It's stuff that I will never use in my life except in that game. Um, One thing though, there was like Fantastic Contraption 1, 2, and then there was the VR version.
Yeah.
How? Why? When? So many questions on.
Okay, so if you look back at if you look at Northway Games, which is something we've never done intentionally, but in retrospect you can see it. We're always on the edge of technology, and so the easiest way. Here's a trick. The easiest way to make culturally interesting, culturally relevant art is to just be on the edge of technology. This has been true for a long time. So if you look at furniture, a lot of famous furniture is just the first person who did a really good idea with a piece of technology. Like the Eames is a great example. They were like bending plywood. They were bending one of the first people to use plywood. They used it in World War II to make splints for soldiers, and then they took that advanced technology and started making furniture with it. Now they're like the most famous furniture makers on earth. So this works in every artistic field.
Oh, nice.
So we have, I guess we're just, Sarah and I are both interested in technology, in the forefront of technology, and we're always trying to use it. So Fantastic Contraption, right? First thing to hook up like microtransactions to a Flash game. One of the first games, it's not one of the first games on iOS, but it was an early game on iOS.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so Contraption VR is in the same vein. So flash forward to Contraption VR, which is like 2005. We're talking about 2005, like Vive launch time. So now instead of being, I was a complete outsider to games in terms of professionally. Sarah was working in games. But by 2005, we're like established indie devs. We know a bunch of people, we have friends all over the world who are in indie devs. We have friends at the like major studios and publishers. And so we know people at Valve, and Valve is working on VR in like secret for many years. And we get invited through some friends to go down to Seattle. So we're in Vancouver. Seattle's not very far. So we drive down to Seattle, and they're just like trying to get people to play it because they know they're going to need some games to launch. So they're like, let's bring a bunch of game developers in, put them through this like Vive demo, and then maybe something, people like have ideas. Maybe they'll make a thing. And so we went down, did the Vive demo, which was like pretty simple by today's standard, but it's got like you put the headset on, you can look around. You're like, oh my god, it's in space, it's room scale, so you can
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
around
yeah,
the
yeah.
room. You like take an arrow out of your quiver and you like shoot an arrow at a balloon. You're like, oh my god, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And then so we did that with Andy Moore and Kim Vol. Andy Moore also made a game called Steam Birds during the Flash era, which blew up. And we're good friends. Andy and I went to elementary school together.
Oh yeah.
So now he's a game developer. He and Kim are both game developers, so they're in contact with Steam. We all go down, we try the thing. And then on the car ride back, I'm like, I've been thinking about so every 10-ish years I get the itch to work on Contraption again. So Contraption released in like 2008. It's like 2005 and I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about like a new Contraption ideas, maybe like a like an open world Contraption or like something. And then since I'm thinking about Contraption again, I'm writing like my self-designed notes. It's like, oh, Contraption would be really good in VR because you've got all those
Yeah.
simple tools. You like just have wheels and sticks spatially. It's all very spatial, so you could just make it 3D really easily. You extrude the wheels out a little bit, and then you're basically done. Like the design work is essentially done. Like it's the same game as the original 2D game, and so we're like, oh yeah, okay, that's good. Also, we can probably it's a simple game, right? Fantastic Contraption. I made the original in 4 months, which is part time, which is crazy. And so we could probably knock out a VR version just in Unity in like a short amount of time. And then Valve was kind of doing a road show, like a dev road show for the Vive. So they got a bunch of Vives, and then Vives, and then they would get a space somewhere in your city, and then they would like four-ish Valve employees would come with a bunch of Vives, and they would be like, let's do a game jam. And then you would jam stuff out for a weekend. You'd all play it, and they'd be like, "Yeah, cool. Maybe something. This is another one of those like, we got to get Vives in front of devs. We need some content. See if people have ideas. We'll try to spark some ideas." And then they would like give you a dev. Maybe some people would get a dev kit. Like if you made something promising or they thought it was interesting, they would give you a dev kit. And so we spent the week before just working on it with no Vive. So we would like use a mouse to pilot around a hand that we would like, well, we'll hook this up to a Vive wand eventually. And you would like, so we got all the wheels and the physics and everything working, but it was like insanely hard to actually like use Puppet and use the thing.
Yeah.
And then the game jam, the Vive game jam came, Valve came in, and we had like, instead of spending the jam making something from scratch, all we had to do was wire up our existing controls and then do the debugging and like figure out if our ideas worked at all and like tweak things so that they would work where they didn't. And that worked really well. So we got the game, we had like the full game, like, you can make any video game in 2 weeks. And so we had the 2-week video game. We had the 2-week version of the game working. And then we put the Valve people in it, and they were like, wow, this is super fun. There's almost nothing. People have made almost nothing for this platform. This is really good. It's very room scale. Like you walk around and you build a whole contraption, which is a differentiator between, what like Oculus was doing and what Vive was doing. And so they got really excited about it. They gave us a dev kit. We kept working on it. And then they decided that Contraption was one of the best games on launch day. So they bundled it with Vive. And that was cool. That was great. That was really good for us. So, and then since then, Contraption on VR has, I would not say it stood the test of time. It's certainly not at all like the 2D version has. I mean, we're tight timelines. I think it took us, we're close to, I think, like 4 months dev time on that as well. So, I mean, it's tight. I think it's really good. I think it deserves more than it got, but I probably could have done things to support it more and to have it do better. There was like, I don't know, some of the stuff didn't survive from 2D to 3D as well as we could. We probably could have done some better design work.
Yeah. Like if it's
that's basically the story.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Kids at home, you need to understand that.
I'm disillusioned with VR entirely. So I'm like, wow.
No, I mean,
I'm never going to go back to that.
He's a fan of VR.
I never went the Steam or Valve way. Actually, I went with the Rift, like the first one that came out, and the room scale thing was not an issue for me because I did not have any space to walk in.
Very
Anyway,
common. Yeah.
so I decided on that. It was, I think, cheaper, but I remember seeing that game at some point and saying, I missed that I should that there was like a FOMO that was like
We also
entering.
made a very good trailer for that game. So Kurt Gardner did the trailer for that. He's like he's like semi-retired now, but he was like an indie game trailer extraordinaire. He did like if somebody did like an
It's
indie game
good.
trailer that you remember from like the 2000s, it was Kurt.
Yeah.
And so
I mean,
he did. Kurt's not a guy you could like hire. He was like a guy who would pick your project. So we like pitched the project. Hey Kurt, can we pay you a bunch of money to make this trailer? And he was like,
please,
yeah, I'll make
please,
that.
please.
And then it turned out great. We did all this mixed, like, okay, that's a whole nother thing. But then he ended up winning like trailer of the year. Like he competed with all like the Marvel trailers of the year too. So that trailer
insane.
went great. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And then that's another thing I did. I guess there's a feather in my cap I can talk about. I called it mixed reality at the time, and then Microsoft called what we now called mixed reality. Anyway, whatever the terminology
Called
is.
it
So I was like,
augmented reality.
yeah,
at
yeah,
the
like
beginning,
yeah. So Microsoft called augmented reality like, well, except augmented reality was like mostly refers to like looking through your phone at something. That's really like what AR considered, which is a different thing from like the what is it called? Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I was like, oh hey, if you got a green screen and put a giant green screen up in your house, and then you would know, and then and then lined the game space up with your real space, and then you know where the player is because they've got a headset on in 3D space, and so you can slice the video game render in two along the plane of their headset, and then render everything in front of the headset, in front of the in a layer in front of the player, so it's opaque to the player, and then everything behind the headset behind them, so the player is opaque to them. Then you could be like in the VR world, and I was like the first person to do this. So I like literally on Amazon ordered like rigging and green screens. You can go. There's like pictures of our living room in like in the mid 2000s of our entire living room green screen. And then I bought like a cheap handy cam, and I like make the software to do this. And then like Valve was like, well, that's cool, and they used literally used the technology to make the Vive trailer. So it was like, which is a very cool trailer. And then we used it to do the contraption trailer, which was like a huge trailer. So that was pretty cool. And then like that technology gets used a lot now in VR for like
So
From that
yeah,
point on,
luck,
we had a
luck
Twitch channel for
talent.
like months.
Contact.
Because we were like, oh, this is cool, this like mixed reality thing. We had a terrible camera and terrible mics, but it was like, oh, let's do like a stream. We did like a launch day. We did like a Vive launch day stream where we played literally every game that was live for the Vive,
For real?
which was like 20 games. Yeah, and we did it in like, well, we couldn't do all those in mixed reality because you had to like write the code for it. But we could do like contraption and mixed reality. So we did this stream, and when we're in mixed reality in Fantastic Contraption, our viewers went like through the roof. I don't remember what the number was, but it was like it went like viral on Twitch. Everyone was like, "What is this? This is crazy!" Our numbers went crazy, and we got like Twitch partnered like during the stream. It was like crazy, and so we're like, "Oh, okay, I guess we're gonna do Twitch stuff now. I guess every week we're gonna do like a thing on Twitch." And so we just did it for like months, maybe like a year. Every week we did like a contraption, and we would like work on contraption. We would like we're updating it while we were doing it. It was like a dev stream, but in like mixed reality.
Yeah.
And then we just like never had viewers after the first day.
For real? Oh, that's
And we like partnered with what the fuckasaurus, like a really good local streamer who was like really into it and was like helping us out, and like never made the balloon
It
go
was a
again.
one-time
It was that,
deal.
like one pop-off gimmick thing. It just like never anybody cared about again.
That's sad. That's sad because it would have been like I was about to ask you why did you guys
Is it
stop?
still there?
Jesus. Yeah.
I don't know
but-
if the VODs are still there. I have no idea. Probably there's like some maybe some archive thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can
Maybe,
see the
yeah.
video quality is atrocious, I will say. The handy camera
That
bot.
probably did not help,
quite
to be
bad.
honest. Yeah.
And it's weird because the game render stuff is like perfect because it's rendered straight out of the video
Yeah,
card.
but you're...
And so it's like perfect sharp, super blurry Colin, super sharp.
Is it still something
that
that
must
you're
be-
doing from time to time? Just like doing podcasts or just interview or talking about what you've worked on, things like that? Nah?
The Twitch thing? No,
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore. No.
It's a lot of time. If you don't,
Yeah.
that when you
Open
can work on
development
your
is very-
game. Yeah,
Yeah. It's just like so time consuming.
it is.
I really respect people who do it.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
so
I
bad
do
with
too,
names.
because like if they weren't, we wouldn't be doing this. So
Yeah, we have a
Yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of
right.
solo dev. A bunch of solo dev in Montreal are doing it that way. Like they're just sharing their development on Twitch, and I'm like, the time is insane. I couldn't.
yeah. Although, yeah, like I've said earlier in other dev talks, marketing wise, it's a great way for an indie dev to build the game and the community for the game at the same time. So
yeah, is that still true?
I mean-
From what I've heard, there's a lot of just it's a bit incestuous because you have other dev that come
Yeah.
watch you develop your game, so it's your community is mostly based in other dev, but there's still
Okay,
a
no, I
community
mean-
in the fact that dev play game too when they have time.
Yeah. I mean, I think other devs knowing your game is important.
It is.
yeah,
Because contact is everything, even more than timing or money. Contacts are instantly useful when you're trying to find the right people to talk about your game. So definitely.
Yeah, and marketing stuff too. I mean, no games are right. That's like the theory of like, I guess the word influencer before it became like what it means now. But like, you go to like PAX and show your game.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna spend, I don't know, $3,000 or whatever going to PAX if you're going to like even Mega Booth or something easier, which doesn't even exist anymore. But are you gonna make $3,000 worth of sales like at PAX? Like, no, basically nobody does. You can sell merch, but you're always gonna break. Nobody makes money on merch except Clay. You always break even. And so like, why are you doing it? Oh, it's because the people who go to PAX are super into video games and they have friends. And so like, I am not super into I don't know, Scotch whiskey, but I have friends who are. And like when I'm like, oh, what Scotch should I buy? I go ask my friends who are really into it. And so when people are like not that into video games, but they're looking for a video game to play, they ask the person who went to PAX. So like that's why you're doing it. And so game devs are like the same thing. Like if you get a small audience on like open development and they're all game devs, like, well, if your friend is a video game developer, you're looking for something to play, you're obviously gonna like do what they say, and then that's gonna trickle its way out.
And there's more chance that they remember other game and other dev they talk to. So when they're talking to other people, they can name drop them, and it feel more human. It's not just game; it's the people behind too. So yeah, and there's a lot of like.
Yeah,
good
I mean,
things. I think we lost you again.
yeah. Internet in Vancouver is a hard thing.
there's a couple people who know how to spend money to get
Yeah.
to successfully market, but there's like very few of us have ever managed to do that successfully. It's like you're really relying on, and then Twitter used to they took Twitter away from
Yeah.
us, but
They did.
I guess like TikTok is
Blue Sky is
I guess,
sweet. Blue Sky is
successful for people.
sweet. I like Blue Sky.
Yeah, Blue
Yeah.
Sky is sweet.
Sweet.
TikTok is its own
beast.
world.
Yeah, very
I have honestly, and like I can honestly say to the whole world, whatever works on TikTok, I can't understand why. It's. I mean, we're having better stats wise. We're having better reach on TikTok with static stuff like pictures, not
Wow,
videos.
very strange.
And
Well, we're just
it's-
having really high reach, but like between our videos and not videos, the one that do
Yeah.
that move have higher
I'm
reach.
like, I don't understand. I mean, the algorithm behind it should focus more on video stuff.
I have stated that I am too old for TikTok. I don't get it. I do not get it.
I mean, every the marketing, every platform has its own thing.
Yeah.
I think Twitter vibed with game devs because it was it's like kind of a slower and like a text-based thing, and you didn't have to be like a, you could do like a screenshot and write something interesting, which is easier than
Mm-hmm. It didn't have to be so
TikTok.
polished.
You really
and
need to know what you're
so
doing.
eye-grabbing, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blue Sky is still very cool
Definitely.
too.
But I mean, that
We're
marketing question
heading.
is always, it's perennial, huge challenge, perennial like indie games challenge.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like I
I
remember when
mean,
people are like, rule of thumb, you should spend like 1-to-1 time on making your video game and doing your marketing,
Yeah.
yeah,
which has always been like a crazy thing to me.
Yeah, it is. And there's so
I,
many
I,
people still that thinks that if their game is good enough, it's going to be enough. And I'm like, there is nothing
No,
as
man,
false as this. There is
that,
no
that was
chance.
that was yeah, that was true for about 6 months in 2008.
maybe, yeah.
There was like that pinch of like luck on top of it. But if you don't have money, you don't have luck, you don't have contact, you have nothing. Even if your game is
I
the
mean,
best.
you can be smart about it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if money, I don't know how much. So money helps you because it buys you time. Like
Yeah.
the most important thing in an indie dev is money buys you time. But I don't even
Oh,
know.
I'm talking
think if
about
you're an
like
indie dev,
a shitload of money. I'm talking like in your
Yeah.
face kind of money.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
AAA budget kind
yeah.
of.
I mean, if
like
you've got
putting
that
it-
much money, you might as well just
Yeah.
retire
Yeah.
instead of make indie games.
Do
I mean,
games just for the fun of it. You don't need to.
yeah, sure. Then you don't care if you make money. Just like ship it and who cares?
That's a nice view. That's right. My God, because Reddit is full of like sad stories about like game devs that worked their asses off building a game. That is cool. That like you pick up because you saw it on a post that was saying, I've got like 500 wish list. I've been working on that for like the past 3 years. What am I doing wrong? And and people go in the comments with their own like theories and
yeah.
oh, your gameplay trailer is that way. It
That's
should
bullshit.
be that way.
None of that.
No, like
I mean, you can help yourself, but like the
Yeah.
standard, the median is failure. Like the expectation is failure.
there we go. Yeah,
Like never go into debt for an indie game because I mean you're just not making it back. Like the only thing you can control is if you love the game you made. If
Yep.
you are proud of the game you made.
Yep.
That's the only thing you can control. Don't bank on anything else. If you make a game and you're like, that was great and I'm proud of making it, that's all you're guaranteed to have.
That's
so make
a
sure you love
wise
your
way
game.
to see
'Cause that's
it.
the only thing you're gonna get out of it. Probably all you're gonna get out of it.
Because we make
Did
our
you- Like,
That's
identity
why,
so
at the
much
top, I talked
our
about luck
game.
because
Yeah.
like luck is just a huge factor in our career, and it's just like there's no other way. And if anybody, any successful independent game developer tells you luck wasn't a big factor in their
Yeah,
career,
that's a lie.
not true.
But we're defining ourselves as developer, and we're like the game we're making is our life, and we're forgetting something that even if at the end it didn't work, it's there. Like you ended up
Exactly.
doing it.
You made a
And that's-
beautiful. You added a beautiful
There we
thing
go.
to the world.
Yeah.
there we go.
Maybe you didn't make money. Maybe you didn't get a bunch of players, but you added a beautiful thing to the world, which you should be proud of forever.
Yep. I
My
agree with
God,
that.
wise words. Let's write a T-shirt with that. Jesus.
On
That's
the other
good.
hand, you can help yourself succeed. You can tilt you can load the dice. You can help yourself. And
Yes.
you should be.
Yes.
You should be doing everything you can to be successful. You
Yes.
shouldn't be like, I'm going to make a game, and then if
People
I fail
will find
totally,
it.
it'll be a beautiful thing, and that'll be great. It's like you should be trying to... I think it's worth
Put it out
trying
there,
to spend
yeah.
the time. It's
Yes.
marketing sucks. It sucks to think about. It sucks to do. It's very hard.
And it feels
It's its
sucky
own
when you
thing.
do
It's
it.
always a
You're
moving
like,
target.
I want people to just like it. I don't want to feel like I
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah.
sell it to them. But that's the name
also
of the
it can
game.
feel like a moral thing. Yeah, like, oh, I shouldn't brag about myself. It's like societally, it's generally you shouldn't be, going to bragging about yourself. It's like people don't like that. But in indie games, you just gotta go do it.
You have to work on that. And that's like the age-old thing that we said a bunch of time on stream when Spiral launched. We had like that expectation, and we went under those expectations for multiple reasons that were not within our control. But
Not less
Since-
devastating.
I'm the community manager of that whole thing. I was like watching every player on Twitch playing Spiral, and like at some point in the game, emotion kicks in, and people start crying, and I'm like,
Wow.
"Ooh, yeah, man! I mean, good stuff at 4 people. We did it. We did it." you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Because making a beautiful thing is kind of divorced from the making money part. They're kind of
Yes.
two different things.
Definitely.
Yeah,
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Like
Yeah.
I made a game called Deep Under the Sky with a guy named Rich Edwards, and this game did like nothing. It was like
Let me show it.
I can talk about why I think that was. We all have a bunch of reasons, but I released it as like art to play. So I was like, oh, if you just send me art, like fan art about that you spent, like at least 30 minutes on. So a game costs like $10. I'll pay you $20 an hour to make art about it. And then I'll send you a key. If you spend half an hour on art, I'll send you a key. And so, yeah, I mean, it turned the project from being a failure in my eyes to being a success in my eyes because all these people engaged with it. They all played the game. They all thoughtfully made this like I got all this like incredible art that I really loved. And so it didn't make me any money. Didn't make Rich or I any money, but it was still a very positive experience because of the art to play thing.
Oh, that's important to find something that we can like remember. It's not that like we didn't make money out of it, but something came out of it and that we appreciate and like can look at it and be happy and proud. That's really cool.
Yeah, because like nobody gets into indie games because they want to make money.
Yeah.
Like it's a terrible.
Nowadays, it's a bit naive to think like that. But
yeah, okay.
some of
well,
some
nobody,
of them...
nobody who's thinking clearly.
Yeah, that would be the right thing.
For the money.
Definitely.
So you just have to take the reason you got into it was to make the game. That's what you got to take out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm looking at the trailer of Deep Under the Sky. It's still physics based.
Yeah. So that's actually based on a game Rich Edwards made. So Rich Edward did the art.
It's really cool looking.
I fucking love how this game looks. It looks amazing. I can talk about a bunch of Deep Under the Sky stuff. We can talk about the tech of the art and everything. But that was based on a game called Brainsplode that Rich made, which is a physics puzzle game. And we're like, Brainsplode is a super fun game. Let's just take it and make it a big thing and release it on mobile. Because it was still kind of the flash to mobile pipeline was still a thing in whatever year that game came out. And then I think the problem with the game, because like those guys on Reddit, everyone's got a theory. I think why the game didn't work is because the graphical style is challenging and the gameplay is very simple. So I think if we had kept the graphics more friendly and approachable, then I think it would have done better.
I have 14 favorites saying the art to play idea is something I have never heard, and can we just do that? I'm not sure what the question is exactly. Can we just do?
Can we just do that
just
like
societally? Can we just do that societally?
Yeah. We can do what we want.
yeah, it's great.
Course.
I really,
I've seen what's the name of the game? Jesus, it's escaping me right now. It didn't went super well marketing wise, but like the idea behind the game was so awesome. There was like it's a husband and a wife being the painter, the husband being a programmer, and he was making a game inside the paintings of his wife. So you're actually like playing a part of the painting. I can't really explain it better.
That was really beautiful. That was
it was sad to see that like it didn't caught on, but I mean that, and there was one in Quebec which was stop motion. Once upon time, or was it just once upon? I don't know.
I'm gonna put it on the.
Cool, and that's hard. The guy did the actual dolls that you control in the game. The possibilities are
once a tale.
endless. Once a tale. There you go. There's a demo available on Steam. So yeah.
I want to go to some picture because we're gonna closing on time, but I want to talk about a couple of pictures that we have there of place you've been.
Before you go ahead, Jess.
Go ahead.
Sounds like an awesome way to market, says Fortune Favorite, and I'm wondering if it is one of those secrets no one shares.
Yeah, it is cool.
Like the art to play idea?
Yeah.
I would say it was not a marketing win. We got some press. Back when Games Press existed, we got some press, but we did not get sales.
Yeah.
We got art sales, but we didn't get like real money sales.
It's a bit
So I wouldn't say it's a marketing secret.
because if you have a community, you can indeed with that money create something. But if you are trying to create a community out of it, it might not be enough. So you need to have like a bigger base to be able to market it and make something bigger out of it. You need something at the beginning of it.
Yeah, I definitely didn't use it as like a community building tool. That Sarah and I are also traditionally we're very bad at marketing. It's just a
As most dev, I would say.
yeah, I agree. So like
Most, not all. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm not talking about you.
But I think being community minded, like having a Discord that you actually maintain and like do stuff like this is.
It is.
I mean, I think it's a really good idea, but it takes a huge amount of work. Like you guys put in a huge amount of work.
Fortune's saying not a marketing win, but as someone working on a first game, it sounds like a great way to share the game. Definitely. If the goal is not money, and the goal is finding people really interested and really passionate.
Or even like if the game had legs, like I don't think Deep Into the Sky like had legs. I don't think we could have like done marketing spend to like make it go more. That's true. If the game, it'd be like more people would have seen it, and then if it was like a word of mouth generator, then that might have like kicked stuff off. Especially if it was going from like zero. That is true. I think that's a good point.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, the marketing world in video games in itself is incredible. Earlier this week we were talking about the John Romero and Doom and Wolfenstein 3D and the way that they marketed their game back in the days was like really, really original for the days. Like you give people the game, but it's only like 3 level of your game. You want the rest?
That's the way you handled it.
Money.
I mean, I don't think that was unique. I think Doom that was like a well tried. There was like a lot of shareware going around. I had a lot of shareware. Doom was like. When I got a Doom disc, I was like, yeah, it's cool. It's like the Wolfenstein disc I had before that. And like the Commander Keen disc I had before that.
Yeah, there you go.
I wasn't there.
See,
I'm sorry.
Jess, in that conversation, I was talking about Space Cadet. It's Commander Keen.
Oh, okay.
He just said it. That's the name of the game that I was looking for.
And lots of non-id stuff. Like, those were all id games, but like lots of, you know, like lots of shareware stuff that were like, here's a floppy with 4 games on it. You could mail $20 into the void and get a floppy disk back. Capture the flag. I think that works really well in shareware.
Completely like out of this world. If an indie dev was about to like do that in that same manner today,
it would look like a scam. I'm just gonna say, look like a scam.
Yeah,
if they ask me money by mail.
Yeah. But it's funny, right? Like Doom was an indie game. Doom was full on an indie game.
Yeah. Like
there was like that boom of indie games. There was like all that shareware stuff in like the 90s, and then indie like trailed off. It's like it was hard to find a way to it was basically like everything moved into stores, and shareware stopped becoming popular, and we kind of lost our monetization path, which is just kind of true. And then there was, you could get stuff on BBSs. And then there's like a big void of like very little. And then around like the 2000s, it started trickling in again with like Gish was like a big thing. And like Pump Bridge Builder were like really early indie games where they had a website that you could send them money. And then it was like really the big bang of like the modern indie wave was 2008 when all the during the console wars, all the 3 major consoles were like, we're going to make an online games are going to be a thing. We're going to make an online store. Indie games, we can sell them online. They're small. We can like throw them over the internet. And they each picked a game. It was Castle Crashers, Braid, and World of Goo. And I literally don't remember which platform was which, but every platform picked an indie game. Put a bunch of marketing money behind them because suddenly it was like, we have a downloadable platform thing. That's a thing we could do in games
cool
now.
Guys. Yeah.
We picked this like cool looking game. Everybody come buy our thing. And so those games like blew up. And then in 2008, and then they brought like all of the rest of us behind them. And then like Indie Game the movie came out about started those same devs who worked on those games and like people on the second wave, like Phil Fish and
Meat Boy Fizz.
Edmund McMillan.
Yes.
And And then that was like, then we reached like, I guess kind of the phase we're still in now. It was like post bubble. We all referred to that as like the indie bubble is going to burst because there was like a little, like in 2008 at GDC, there was like, I don't know, 100 of us. Like we all kind of knew each other. Like you could kind of know everybody in indie games. And there was like, I mean, there's like in a lot of North America, and like there was a bunch of Swedes.
Oh, we
Yeah.
are too late. Oh, that's sad. I would have liked
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
there
And then-
in
and then it was
2008.
like-
I was in high school in those time. I wasn't there. I'm sorry to both of you. I wasn't there.
Yeah,
was a
those were, I
baby.
mean, those were the salad days.
Aw.
Those were the salad. 2008 was the salad days.
I'm sad.
And then Indie Game the movie changed everything because then
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Oh, whoa, I can make a bunch of cash making indie games." And there was
Yeah.
like,
I would
And
have
then
understood from that like documentary that you can get depression, not like money out of it. That was my
Yeah,
understanding.
that's the lesson people should have taken.
I have Fortune favorite sending a USB to random people house with my game is a bad idea. I would say yes, because I would take for granted that you're trying to corrupt my computer. I don't click on any link I find, so I would not put any USB on my
maybe-
computer at any
Take
time.
USBs and then like scatter them around on the street outside.
I would not recommend that strategy.
Maybe write a note saying that it's a game, explain what's on it.
Yeah, but
and
even-
don't worry,
even
it's
there,
safe.
If
you know.
someone's telling me don't worry, it's safe, I would take for granted it's not safe.
I remember Sarah and I
You
were
know-
walking around in the streets of San Francisco, and we found a USB drive that had like Zynga on it. Zynga's like, right, like big evil video game company during the Facebook era. I don't know what they do now. They're probably still evil. And so we were like, oh, I wonder what's on this drive. And so we took it home and we are like, stuck it in a computer. And it was like, it said like, there was a file that said like Zynga financial details or something.
No way.
And I was like, oh, we're definitely not opening that file. This is definitely some like hacker
It is.
bullshit.
It is.
This is
for
like
sure.
definitely they leave like little Zynga floppies and hope people take it home and plug it
Yeah.
into their network, and then they get access to the Zynga financials. I wonder how much money my
Oh my
boss
God,
makes.
yeah.
They
Ju-
open
just
it and then they get access
plugging
to
it
the Zynga. That
is
was
so
definitely
bold.
like industrial espionage shit for sure.
So bold.
Yeah, you double click on it and it asks, do you give
Yeah. Well, I gotta see what my boss, how much money my
boss.
boss makes. So yes to all permissions. And then it like tunnel goes through your VPN back to like the Zynga headquarters.
Oh yeah, there you go. Fortune favorite. One thing that I would say to you, if you have a game to share, just like leave us a DM or something, and we'll add you on the DevTalk. It's way safer. Way safer.
There's other way. There's Itch. Itch is really cool if you have like a game that you want to share to like create a community and find people. And there's plenty of way where you can give your game away to create a community and find
Yeah.
the people that like the game
Yeah.
that you're making. So there is safer way than that, and there
Right, it
is
would
cheaper
be
way
original.
too, because USB are not like free, and so to put your game on all of them that have the size to put a game on it. So I would say there is safer way. I would direct you towards itch.io. I think it's a good place for that.
See, that's a good recommendation. That's
There's more
perfect.
people than on the DevTalk, but at the end of the day, if you want to come see us, you're welcome. You can come. We're always happy to
Yeah.
meet new dev, but itch.io could be great for a start of a community. But
All right, you can go with the pictures
I?
now.
because I
Yes.
know we're closing on it, and I don't want to keep calling for too long. So I just want to know where he was, what he was doing, working on, if you remember. Because I don't know how old are those pictures. I didn't take notes. I took picture. And I just went with it.
Well, we kind of stopped. We used to put all our pictures up on Flickr, and we would title everything and give them comments. And then Flickr died, so we stopped commenting things. So probably whatever picture you grabbed didn't have comments anyway.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So I didn't not do my job. It wasn't there. It's not me.
Yeah,
So let's go with that. I have plenty of space you worked at. So I know you're not seeing them right now
Oh,
unless
I'm on the
you
Twitch,
are.
I can
Okay,
see them.
perfect. You can see them. So I want to know where you are at all of those places.
Okay.
One of them is not
These are all
as
pretty
sunny.
recent, I think.
Yeah, they are cool because it's
Okay.
pretty.
So the top left with the shirtless me in the water in the background. That's Barbados. That was like last summer. That was like
okay.
this. It was 1 year ago.
Okay.
That yeah, our friend. We had a couple friends who moved to Barbados Trump won the second term, and they immediately moved to Barbados.
Yeah,
They were
that
like,
was a
no,
good.
that's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
Oh,
out.
that's a.
That was.
That's
Turns
a
out,
good
I was
call.
like at the time, I was like, this seems
Oh,
alarmist, and now I'm like, good decision.
Yeah.
they knew.
Middle.
They knew.
Yeah, they saw it coming. Yeah, and then the middle right one is also on Barbados.
Oh, I
was
felt
the
like
same
it was
trip.
kind of the same place, but it was pretty,
Yeah.
so I went for it.
Yeah. That's a different place in Barbados. We kind of moved around Barbados.
Okay.
Also, a trick to travel is everyone's like, "Oh my God, travel! It's so expensive. How do you do it?" But if you just stop paying rent, it's actually not so bad.
Yeah.
So if you do long-term places, if you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna spend like a month or 3 months in a place, you can get really good rates off of people. And if you're not commuting anymore and you're not paying rent, then actually we found that we broke about even in terms of total costs traveling
Really?
full time instead of
that's
living somewhere.
nice.
Obviously, if you want to continue to have a home somewhere,
That's another
then it's
discussion.
very
Yeah,
expensive
yeah.
to keep both of those things up.
Yeah.
We
'Cause-
currently have a home and travel at the same time, but we
Oh.
do less trips. We do like one trip a year. This
Okay.
year, we're not going to do a trip.
Oh, I'm sorry for
Oh,
that.
no.
Right? It's also in the Caribbean, but that's on Antigua.
Because it's not the same laptop. There's sticker on that one. I noticed it was not the same.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that laptop died. That was when I
Oh,
was working on
rip.
a maze game that I'm never going to release.
So
but
that's what I
it's
was
pretty fun.
wondering if you remember what project you were working on when you were
Yeah.
at those places.
So top right was a game called The Maze I Became, which if you came to Vancouver Game Garden 2 years ago, you got to play, and that's the only time anyone is ever going to get to play that game. The
Got
bottom.
so many questions about that game. Why
Yeah, we can talk,
is it
that's a
not
cool
coming out?
game. So that game is a very narrative. Maze I Became was a very narrative game,
Yeah.
and I'm not a writer. Sarah's a writer, but I was like, I really like story structure. I like movies a lot, and I like thinking about how movies are structured in terms of acts and
Yeah.
storytelling. But my prose isn't very strong, so I thought, oh, it'd be nice to use all of this. I think about movies a lot. I watch a lot of movies. It'd be nice to use this in some way professionally. So I made a narrative. I was going to make a narrative game. Like, can I make a narrative game? And so I started
Big
making
question.
it, and it was about a person who's trapped in a computer, and you have to solve a lot of mazes. And it was fun to work on, and I was did the whole story structure, and I got a bunch of post-its out, and I did the whole acts, and then I wrote and I finished the first act. And I was like, I took it to Game Garden and I showed people, and I had friends play it, and friends were like, yeah, this is good. This is pretty good. I think this would work if you made it into a full game. And I was like, excellent. Curiosity satisfied.
Oh my god, for real.
Stop working on it.
I'm done with that.
Oh,
Because there is
that's
this question of, I mean, it's
I?
probably not going to make money. I don't think The Maze I Became was commercially a good idea. So I got to make the game. I got to do what I wanted out of it. I got players who were my friends and some strangers at the Game Garden show.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I'm not going to sweat the money part. I got what I wanted out of it. That's enough.
There's a lot of
Wow.
acceptation and wiseness. I like that project and I'm gonna bring it to the end even if it doesn't work. And you're like, nah, I had what I wanted out of it. I can just put it
I mean,
aside.
clear objective and everything. That's yeah, that's good.
Plus, you don't have to finish it, right? Because 90% of a game is the last 10%. So if you
Yeah.
just skip the last 10%, you're good.
Yeah.
If you're not too
it's-
emotionally attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't really want it to go into the world and change people's lives, if you're okay with a more selfish experience with it.
Thank you, friend. Welcome in.
Oh,
Welcome
Twitch.
in. We have new friend.
Twitch.
So
Twitch love
for new
cars.
friend, here's Colin
We're-
from Northway Games. I thank you for rating
Reboot
us.
Tech.
We're
Yeah,
looking at
thank
picture
you.
of diving around the world. That's where we're at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean it's deving around the world. That's the right way to sell it. Any chance that we will eventually see your game unreleased game somewhere in like I don't know a BBS lost in times someplace.
Oh my god, I'll buy a 300 baud modem and start a BBS. That's
That
a
would
great
be
idea.
so awesome. I
Talk
mean,
about marketing ideas.
that would be cool. That would be awesome.
That's a
I
shame
mean,
that Games Press doesn't exist anymore because it was like you could do fun stunts and get press for it. That was like a
Yeah.
fun. That used to be a fun thing.
Because I was
There's-
seeing that you were both writing a lot of article about like the way you were handling development and just like
Yeah, we did. We used to do like an open development thing or like more of a blogging thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really just you know
Time.
how exhausting that stuff
Yeah.
is. So I think
time.
it's just very hard to keep up. Is I think the answer to that.
the press side, we've got like funnily enough, when I was a younger lad, you got your news from I don't know the PC Gamer and stuff like that, and like actual physical magazines, which gave it some gravitas, I guess, where like it was like really important Nintendo powers and stuff like that, and like the indie bubble, I feel like the game press just bursted at some point because of like social media and stuff like that. Where if you're an indie dev, well, you either have like if you have like $3,000 to put on marketing, are you going to buy ads on Facebook and stuff like that on social media, or are you going to spend it in like two, maybe three game press stunts? I mean, the math doesn't work, right? But now there's an indie scene of game press, so it's kind of like going back to the roots and talking about what games are actually. And we've got like a couple of friends that like are working their asses off trying to bring that world of game journalism like it was back in the day, but better. Like it makes sense now.
That's great. Yeah, and also like caveat. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Don't believe anything somebody on the internet tells you.
True. But also, yes. I want to bring you to more picture because especially two of them where you look so fancy and I want to know where you at.
Oh, it's the BAFTAs? Is it one of the BAFTAs pictures?
I don't know, but why you so fancy?
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, the top left, that's just at a friend's wedding in Chicago.
You look great.
Yeah.
You could have said it was me at the Oscars
Yeah,
when I
I
won.
would have
Yeah,
believed you.
Sarah
would
got a
have
BAFTA
believed it.
nomination. I was a teenage exocolonist, got a BAFTA
Yeah,
nomination.
that's
So we
true.
went to the BAFTAs. So there are BAFTA pictures. There's me in a suit and Sarah in a dress in BAFTA picture somewhere in there.
I was focusing
Top
on
right is a good
you,
one.
but
That's actually that's the IGS or
Okay.
the IGF. So that's the Independent Game Festival at GDC.
Yep.
So that's the year that wow, what nomination was that? That was a recent nomination. Was that? So we got nominated for Incredipede and wow, I don't remember what nomination that was for. But anyway, that was like the big awards show, the big indie awards show, which is always super fun to go to. And that year I got to go for some nomination I inexplicably can't remember. Bottom left is that's exocolonist. That's an exocolonist themed sweater that Sarah made.
amazing.
And so she designed the whole sweater. She didn't knit it. She designed the whole sweater, and then she just made those for like friends and family.
It's a
We'll
beautiful
never
one.
like shipped that as a merch.
Election.
Should. It's amazing.
Yeah, actually, the merch for Exocolonist, there were some Hawaiian shirts that were incredible. I get comments every time I
It's
wear
so
the
artsy. The
Exocolonist
visual
Hawaiian
of it
shirt
is
around.
amazing. So it's yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, everybody like May and everybody on Exo did such a good job. The art is so incredible in that. And then the pole dancing
Yeah.
is our friend Kelly Wallach. That's in Barbados again.
You're
So
strong.
yeah,
It
yeah.
look easy, but
It's-
that's not easy at all.
Yeah, no. So I was really interested. So she does pole as like, people do workouts, and so
Yeah.
I didn't really know much about it. And it's like I like rock climbing. I've like rock climbed since I was a kid. And so it's like, oh, this is like kind of the same muscles. It's the same kind of like physical sport. It's I really liked it. I could see getting into
Yeah.
it, except for there's a huge amount of pain
Yes.
involved.
There's
Oh, okay,
grooves.
so you're
Oh,
like
you
a
need to be
pole.
so strong. Like our community manager at the beginning of Spiral, Melissa, is doing pole like as a workout, and I was like, that's insane. You need to be so
Yeah.
strong. There's so many bruises, and like it hurts so bad.
Yeah, the strength thing I can work out for a thing, but the pain is I think is a big barrier for me really taking a pole.
Let me just say, in that picture where you're on that pole, you seem to know exactly
Yeah.
what you're doing.
That's
Like,
that's why
Kelly,
I
you
look
wanted
like
I wanted to like
a
ask.
professional
Look
Yeah,
flawless.
yeah. Yeah.
pole dancing
Kelly's
game
a great
dev.
teacher.
Yeah.
Point your toes. That's the only trick. That's the only trick I know. Point your toes. Everything looks great if you point your toes.
Oh, there's unlockable
Yeah.
content saying working on my own TTG as I listen. Glad I found this stream. Welcome.
Am I
in.
right to think that TTG stands for tabletop game?
I think it is.
Or am
Is it
I
something else?
thinking
Please let us
wrong?
know.
Yeah. Yes, because I am brilliant in anagrams world. So good.
Just
I
so
can
so you
decipher.
know,
TTG,
unlockable content.
TTG.
We're like having
Those
DevTalk every
specific
week
names.
where we talk with other developers. So if you want to tune in, it's this month it's
Yeah.
every Tuesday. But yeah, we like to talk about how we make games and what's behind the work of it all. And now since we have like a full-on like document full of picture, I was intrigued and I wanted to know more about.
Well, if we're talking about tabletop games, I guess I can say that the top left picture that I said I was at a friend's wedding, that was Mike Boxleiter's wedding, who was one of the 3 designers of Secret Hitler, the
Oh,
tabletop game Secret Hitler.
it's an amazing game. I am.
Yeah, it's a great game.
I love that
Yeah.
game. It's so cool.
Yeah.
The funny part
yeah.
is I don't know squat about tabletop games, right?
That's
I'm not a
exciting.
tabletop game player. And she's been trying to make me work on that skill for a while now. We've started slowly, and I've played, like, Clue.
Nice.
You know that game, Clue? Yeah, didn't know how to play that game until, like, very recently.
Yeah, it's the only note-taking game I can think of.
It,
I think like its
It
own
is.
genre. I think note-taking
Yeah.
is I think the only
Wow.
only game in the note-taking genre is Clue.
I cannot say that there isn't any other game like that, because that was, like, my first one.
Yeah. You played the only game in that whole genre.
Well, see, and then we started on Pandemic, which is
Pandemic Legacy,
something-
that's an incredible game. That
yeah.
is
I
amazing.
mean, the whole legacy thing about tabletop
Yeah,
game
pretty
was
incredible.
like I was.
Yeah.
Like, she was explaining it to me, and I'm like, well, when I open up, like, my Monopoly board game, I don't want it to be, like, done once I've finished playing with it. I want to play with it again.
Yeah, unless it's
like the
super
old
fun
concept
10
of
times.
legacy. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really like. I don't really like. Yeah.
Me neither. But let's say
Just
that,
talking
like,
about board games now. I don't really like Pandemic that much, the original Pandemic, because I don't like co-op games that much. Because I don't like, I don't like co-op single-player board games because I don't think cardboard is very good at presenting a deep enough challenge.
Ah,
And so multiplayer board games I like because another human being is providing that challenge. In video games, it's easier to provide a good challenge because you've got
Yeah.
like a computer that can think. And I
Yeah.
think it's very hard for cardboard to provide a good challenge on its own. I think it's really hard to make that rule set work. But something about the legacy is really works. It's like easier to do that somehow.
never
I don't really
played-
know why that would be easier.
I've never played without the legacy, so I could not judge the non-legacy one. But Pandemic Legacy is like
Pandemic Legacy is like incredible.
Yeah.
And I do think Gloomhaven's like one of those legacy. It's like a huge legacy box. It's like
Which one it
it's like
is?
crazy. It's like a giant thing. it takes like 4 hours to play a game, and there's like
Yeah.
50 rounds or whatever. I think
never played that
Gloomhaven
one.
might be the single greatest case of game balance that has ever existed.
Oh yeah, for real?
'Cause
I'm gonna look
it's like
into
it's
it.
cardboard, but somehow every single game is right down to the wire and super tight. It's as a game designer, I am in awe of how that legacy game functions. I do not know how that was possible to achieve.
I don't know. Yeah. But I'm
at
still
some
gonna
point,
fangirl for Secret
Get the Gloomhaven guy on one of
yeah,
these,
yeah.
and then get him to explain how possibly.
I will try my
did that.
best.
Well, let's say that we use the rule of 6 degrees of separation. There's a good chance that your friend who did the
Mike?
Hitler game, must know that guy.
Maybe.
Yeah,
So,
Mike is more video games though. Mike's kind of more one of us than one of them.
I didn't know it was more like I didn't know who made Secret Hitler, but it's the go-to game when we go like to Lydic pub and we play that game like really often.
I've heard
such a good
about
game.
that.
Yeah.
We have like a meetup in April. I'm gonna show it to you for sure. We're gonna play it. That's what we play every time.
Yes. Did you get they did like a limited edition like trump card during the like original.
For real.
Yeah, yeah.
That. I like that.
Game is more applicable every day.
Indeed, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
God, I can't wait for 2028. 2028. I mean,
Well,
we might get lucky.
let's not start. Let's
Yeah.
not start.
We're
No,
not
let's
going
not.
politics.
Yeah, no, we're
Let's just talk about video games.
Yeah. Or all right, I have someone who's asking me to go in a section in particular. She's asking for us to go in the section
Oh, a tuxedo cat.
of
Yeah.
cat. So I'm gonna bring cats
go.
because I want to know who's that cat. Cause
Oh, yeah. Because there's like pictures.
yeah,
of
and
cats.
I like ginger cat. So
Oh,
Who's
like
that
a picture
baby?
of mine.
yes.
Hold on.
Who's
Oh,
that
we've had
baby?
so many experiences with cats. Yeah. Okay, these are two different cats.
Oh, there are. Yeah, there's like one that is less orange, and there's one that is like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's so cute.
So these are the bottom left cat is Barbados, and the top right cat, the other three cats are Chips from Antigua. So Chips is a rescue. We stayed with I wish I remembered her name, at the Pink Cabins, I think, in Antigua. So she runs a little she's got like 4 little bungalows in Antigua. And so she rescues cats and dogs.
Oh.
And so Chips was a young rescue that she took on.
Looks like a baby.
And we had like a rooftop. We could like go up to the rooftop of the building over us. That's why it's like unfinished concrete, because it's the roof of a bungalow.
Yeah.
And there was dogs everywhere, like little dogs. She like rescued many little dogs, and so the only place Chips was free from the like all the little dogs running around was like up on our roof. So Chips was like always hanging out with us, helping us work on the video games. And then the cat on the bottom left, I don't remember. We were only there for like a week. I don't remember that cat's name, but it was more like that was also that was like a little shared Airbnb situation, and so we just would like cruise around and mooch off people.
So
Well, props
you
to
don't
the,
own cats.
Lots of cats. If
You
you go
do
through our
not own
if you
cats?
go
Yeah.
through our Google photo, there's like
So many.
lots of cats.
I have
'Cause
other
every
picture.
place we go, we end up running into cats.
Exactly. I was wondering if you had any cats of your own, if that was like there was one that traveled with you, because I was seeing so many of them, and I was like, are they just like there, or
Pretty hard
is
to
there
travel with
always
cats?
cats?
But yeah, we just end up running. There's just always cats.
So yeah.
Like Turkey. That was the most cat place ever.
Oh, that's
Cats all Istanbul is all cats. The place is run
Oh,
by
yeah.
cats.
Oh my God.
so yeah. I needed like a little section for the cats. There was too many of them,
Wow.
and yeah,
Oh,
they were so
you
cute.
could do cat pictures
I
all
love them.
day. There's so many
Yes.
cats.
I think I have one that I didn't put in because it was not. Oh, did I? No. Oh, did I do that? Did I get rid of the picture? There was a tabby one that you were like sleeping on like a carpet,
There's
and
one.
it was like
Oh,
roll
okay.
up against you. It
What's
was
Tabby?
really
What color
cute.
is Tabby?
It's like white and black. Like the belly was white and it was like gray,
Oh, like a tuxedo
blackish.
cat, like your
It's not
cat?
really tuxedo because it's not really black. It's more like kind of grish. Where's the tabby one? I'm gonna fetch one. I'm gonna show it.
Okay, perfect.
There's one somewhere. I'll be back.
Are you looking for one of your cat?
Gonna bring a cat in so I know what a tabby cat looks like.
Oh my god. She loves
Yeah, I don't know.
cats.
It's nice, you meet the local cats, you hang out, you have like a nice cat relationship, and then you miss them when you leave.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not a cat person, so I can't really relate, but I can relate to the issue of having too many cats, right? So how, like, Istanbul, you were saying that it was like run by cat.
Yeah, it's just like a cultural thing. People in Turkey are like they're like they like cats, they're into cats, and also cats like have their own life and their own distance.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Did she find it?
there's a cat.
There you go.
I found one. That's the one. It was less fat, but it was like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was probably Argentina. I think that was Nilo. I think it's probably Nilo from Argentina.
He doesn't agree with me. Cats
No,
napping him.
He's not
sorry,
a
you
big
can go away.
arm cat. Jesus.
Nilo's a good cat. He's a good cat.
Thank you for waiting for me while I was fetching cats.
Indulging your cat curiosity. All right.
Is it your question time? Since
No,
we're
not right now. But I've got like 15 minutes in front of me, so I'm gonna use them. Number one, we've talked briefly.
I could go for longer than 2 hours. I'm having a good time.
See, that's usually
Thank you.
how it goes. We've had big stars, like you call it, and usually those big stars, because like fun fact, I come from a journalistic background. Usually those guys are like, well, I've got 15 minutes, and it's like, and then they always say, oh, you guys are cool. So I'm bragging right now. But I still have kids to
staying
wake up to
lubricated.
tomorrow morning. So, and it's also earlier for you in the day.
For me, yeah, it's
is.
only like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
For me, it's easy.
Can you just sit? You're in my camera, ma'am. Please.
Oh,
Take a spot.
is it number 4? Yeah.
Yes, it is
Yeah,
number 4.
she's. Yeah. Okay.
Number 4.
But yeah, seriously. Before I hit you with the deep question, you were talking earlier about like what was coming next for Fantastic Contraption, and you might be working on something that will eventually come out at some point.
Yeah, no, wait. I want to be clear about this. It's not I
Okay.
might be. I am definitely working on a new version of Fantastic Contraption that
Yes.
is new
Okay.
art, bunch of new features. I just haven't announced it yet.
Yes, it's
Okay,
a
cool.
secret,
So we're-
but it's happening.
You can't tell anybody.
No, but it's
I
happening.
mean, I'm telling you, it's definitely, it's definitely.
You're
a real
messing with
thing.
my
I've been
brain
working
right now
on it
'cause-
for about a year.
I have
It's gonna
to...
come out probably in the summer. I just haven't announced it yet.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a
cool.
secret.
So can we...
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
we?
yeah.
Can we? Can
Don't
we
say
ask
anything.
a question
It
about
doesn't
it?
exist.
Yeah, sure, you can ask about it.
Okay, cool. So
Except my announcement date. I don't
Yeah.
know when I'm going to announce it.
Someday.
okay,
Before the
awesome.
summer it release.
So
Yeah. Summer, it'll release like summer, fall.
you said something about building it on HTML5. So I'm guessing that your like platform will be web powered at in some kind of
Yeah, so
way,
I'm
right?
using Haxe, Haxe. So Haxe is a language specifically developed as like a place to move Flash games to. So
Okay.
it's similar to ActionScript 3. And so it compiles to HTML5 and it compiles to native Windows and Mac builds. So I'm working on one code base that'll compile to HTML5 and also Windows.
So like fully kind of portable codes that you can like.
Yeah, so
True.
almost. So actually, where I'm falling down in terms of total portability is I wanted to work on mobile devices,
Yeah.
but I've decided to do all of my art in signed distance fields for like a couple of reasons, and so that's entirely shade. It's all the art is written on the shader, so it's all math,
Yeah,
and that is not porting well to mobile devices. So in terms of
that's a
portability,
challenge.
I'm kind of losing that. So it'll be
Yeah.
like I think it'll be like original graphics on the like those old school 2007 graphics on mobile devices, and then it'll be the new signed distance fields like math graphics uh,
That's yeah,
on
that
laptops and
cool.
desktops, web download, whatever.
All right. So are we talking about exactly the same kind of physics-based
So it's the same
game?
game. Like
Yeah.
mechanically, it's the same game. It'll just have more features. There'll be a bunch more features. So I've
Like
added
what?
triangles.
Oh my
Believe
God!
it or not, I found a way to make triangles.
The
So it's got
community was
you
screaming for
only
triangles, so you gave it to them.
yeah. Community was like, we need triangles, and I listened. I listened to you, and I heard, and I added triangles. There's like there's like triangles. There's multiple goal. I mean, this doesn't mean it's updates for like people who've been playing the game for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
So it doesn't mean anything that if you don't know Fantastic Contraption. Multiple build and goal areas.
Oh, you
Oh,
yes,
exciting.
yes, that. Mm-hmm.
And then FCML integration, native
Oh,
FCML integration
I don't know what
with
we're talking
syntax
about,
highlighting.
but I am
no,
able to make
that
sound that
one
look
is
excited.
going over my head. I'm gonna
FCML is
Google it.
Fantastic Contraption markup language. It's like a editor. It's like a markup language to make contraption levels and contraptions
Okay.
that the community has built. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll do integration. So every line represents a contraption piece, so you can very precisely place everything. You can like put by the number instead of using a mouse to drag stuff around.
Oh,
So it's
sweet.
got
It's
native FCML support. And
for your information, it's also a school in Paris
oh,
for
really?
architect. Yeah, there we go. So there's like a structure kind of thing that goes, but
We'll have to argue over like who owns the .fcml
there you go.
file
There you
extension.
go. Yeah, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah. What else do I have in there? Oh, I've got actually the timeline slider. Actually, very exciting. So it used to be you would build your contraption and then you
Yeah.
would go and you would watch your contraption
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
Now you
yeah,
can
yeah.
which is
move.
fine. Yeah, and so now there's a little timeline. So you open the timeline, and then you can scrub to watch your contraption
That's kind of
at
really
any
cool.
point in the timeline.
Because if you're
It's
doing
extremely
plenty of
cool.
things, like you can, like you're saving time because you can check everything, like the part that you want to look at. That's
Also,
that's cool.
while you're still in, so there's build mode and play mode. So
Yeah.
while you're in build mode, you like build it and then you hit play and you watch it go. That's how contraption works, right? But if you're in build mode and you open the timeline, you can scrub the timeline while you're in build mode. And then if you leave it at a frame, say you leave it at like 5 seconds, then you let go. And then as you make changes to the contraption, you can see what will happen to it.
Oh, that's nice.
So if you take a wheel and you move it around, you can watch the final contraption
Oh, that's
move
cool.
around in where it will be in 5 seconds as you make changes.
So that's a really, really useful like addition to the game.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool indeed.
Pretty cool.
So, yeah,
It's very
it's
game changing. I don't even know. I'm slightly worried that it's so powerful it'll be negative to the game because it will change how the game loops, how the
Oh.
game loop works so much.
yeah, I kind of
But if you
understand
don't
why.
use it, it's working still.
Oh,
so
but
you,
that's not how players work.
yeah, I know.
No, no, if
I
there's a
know.
Players are
tool,
all take the shortest distance between A and B.
yeah, there we go.
This,
Yeah,
if you go from A to D to B, and it's insanely fun, players will never do it. People will always go from A
Yeah.
directly to B.
Yeah.
I do think that like seeing it.
That's why
in
you're the
place-
game designer, because they don't know
Yeah.
how to make fun for
Yeah,
themselves.
they
You
don't
have
know how
force
to
them
handle
have
themselves.
fun. Yes, exactly.
That's perfect.
If you look at it in another way, you've put time as a tool
Yeah.
in a contraption. So, I mean, there's
It's
like, I
very
don't
cool.
want-
It's
really
like
cool.
gameplay and technical wise, it's extremely cool. I'm worried I've completely destroyed the loop of the game. But
I
don't
would
know.
guess
I
that you're
we'll
gonna
find out.
make like some of the fans try it so they can like tell you what they
No
think
one will
at
get
some
mad.
point.
No. Well, giving players a more direct A to B, nobody ever gets mad about. They just
No, of
stop
course
having
not.
fun.
Oh.
They're like,
Yeah,
oh,
there you
this
go.
is great. I love that it's so much easier to get from A to B now. That's great.
Next.
I don't think I'm gonna play anymore, but it's great.
Oh, they achieve what they wanted so they can leave the maze on the side.
I mean, the possibilities.
exactly.
If it's
Yeah.
half the game, if it's half of like, if it has the same half the of the potential of like the first contraption game, even if you add the time thing in it, I don't think it's. I mean, the possibilities are also endless, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be like way
Could
more
be better.
powerful of an engine.
Could be worse. It's hard for me to know.
Playtest.
Yeah,
and
exactly. That's the big. Yes, that's on the pillow.
I mean, I'm pretty
Playtest,
sure that
playtest,
you're gonna
playtest.
like have people waiting for you to like, please,
That's the
please,
indie
please,
game.
please. Yeah,
That's the commandment. Playtest.
yeah.
Always,
We're
always.
doing that for a project too
Nice.
these days.
It's
Actually,
difficult
yeah,
to find
it's-
people to play test. That's a question.
I know
have
you
for
run
you.
out of because you can only
Ow.
playtest everything once.
Yeah. Oh,
Like you
how
can
can
only
you
after you
find
playtest
people?
with somebody, that's it. They're done forever. So
Yeah.
you just gotta like hoard your friends and family. I was like, Mechanical Turk, or maybe there's like take out Craigslist ads for
Yeah.
playtesters. But I've never found a better way than just friends and family.
Yeah, but sometimes they too nice. Sometimes they too nice.
Oh no. You just have to know how to playtest. So the way you playtest
tell
is
me.
you take the thing, you put it in front of them, you don't say anything, no matter how bad it goes, no matter how south everything goes, you never say anything, and then you watch what they do, and then completely disregard everything they say.
Yeah. I guess.
That's how you
I
playtest.
guess. I guess. I
Playtest
understand.
People are just gonna be nice to you.
101.
If you
There you go.
if you want like honest feedback, you can try to be super sneaky and be like,
Yeah.
oh, here's a friend I don't see that often. They don't know I'm working on a video game. Hey man, it's this game my friend is working on. I don't think it's very good, but like, why don't you play it and I'll give feedback to like
Oh,
this
that's
person
an
that you don't know.
idea.
That's
an
a good.
idea.
That's a
Because
good way to.
there's a Reddit like where it's called like destroy my game, where you can
Yeah.
just share and people can destroy your game. But I feel like people sometimes just
Not gonna be
want to be
useful.
mean for the sake of being mean, and it's not like
Yeah.
Also,
Giving you-
even if you do the thing where like you find a person that doesn't know you're making a game, you tell them it's not your game.
Yeah.
Even if you get like honest verbal feedback, it's almost never useful.
Yeah.
And the worst person to get feedback from is a game designer. So what you want all you want for feedback is one, the most important thing is, does this make any sense? Are they figuring out how to play the game?
Yeah.
That's like the most important thing for playtesting. And you don't need any like opinion for that. Either they figured out that there's a double jump or they didn't, and you need
Yeah.
to change it. They beat the level too easily, and you need to make it easy. You need to make it harder. They couldn't beat the level. You have to make it easier. That's like the easiest stuff to get out of playtesting.
But when you're based on story, that's harder because you cannot just like they're gonna handle themselves. If it's really like our first game is like story driven, like walking simulator. They're not gonna have issue picking up object. That's not gonna become. They cannot jump, so that's not gonna happen either. But to playtest the flow of the story, you need like to have feedback, like word.
So I agree. This is probably harder than one of my games, which are all like physics puzzle games. Probably harder to playtest. I do think you can watch. I do think a good one is like, hey, can you play this for 15 minutes for me? And then if they keep playing at the end of 15 minutes, good sign.
Yeah, that's true.
And if they get to 15 minutes and they're like,
Yeah,
I've
that's
reached the social obligated time for me to do this, I want to stop.
Yeah.
Neutral to bad sign. You can't take that
Yeah,
too
there you go.
seriously. But if people want to keep playing, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
I think you can kind of watch people's faces
Yeah,
too. I don't know
that's
how
something
useful.
about
This is like way more fishy.
Yeah.
But you
if
can
they are
kinda be
looking
like,
around when they do that, that's not a good sign.
yeah, like are they fidgety? Are they look engaged? But you certainly have to ignore everything anybody says.
Oh, yeah, that
and
much.
This like rip my game is a terrible idea because
Yeah.
game designers give the worst feedback because they process it first.
Yeah.
So if you're a non-game designer, you might be playing a video game and then you're like, I got bored. Level 3 is boring. Then that's way more useful. A game designer
Yeah.
will come and they'll
Yeah.
say, Goombas
That's
should have 2
exact.
health. And like, what? That what
They're
is
trying
that
to
true?
redesign
You
the
have,
game. Yeah.
what is that? What does that mean? That's like completely useless. I can try the one thing and then I know it won't work. Also, the problem is I've been thinking about this game for 2 years. You've been thinking about it for 15 minutes. You think you've got like game design ideas I have not thought of in 2 years? Like, no, you haven't.
The one at the beginning when Anto started working with us, I was talking with him about like people that try to sell idea, like sending email telling I have a good idea, like is your studio want to buy my idea? And I was like, we have plenty of them. We just don't have
Yeah.
time or money to do them. We don't
Yeah.
need anyone's idea.
The fun thing is, like, you were talking about movies, and that's the main difference between the movie world and the game design world. In the movie world, where probably those people come from with their IDs, they like, you could, these days, mostly, like, it's really difficult, but like back in the days, 80s, 90s, early 2000, you could write a script and sell it to a studio or a producer or whatever, and they would buy it like for a couple hundred grand. You could make a living out of that.
I would say that there's a difference between a script and an ID. Like,
mainly, yes, but like, let's say
But
say that I write the.
I would love to do a game jam where everybody gets the same idea. Instead of a theme, you get somebody to give an idea, and then everyone at the game jam makes like the same game, because they would end up being so different from each other.
Definitely.
Even if you could take it like a design doc and be like, here's a full game design doc, and everybody makes it, and it would still end up being really different from each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Video games are
yeah,
so
yeah.
incredibly multifaceted and complicated, and everything stands on top of itself, and they're all so like chaos theory that you can never like make the same.
Oh my god,
games.
yeah, you're right, and that would be. Hasn't this been done before?
Probably. I think in school they do that. Because,
oh, really?
Like,
I would love to play one of those.
Mikael, the creative director at Folklore Games, is a teacher. And I know he's going at some game jam with like his students sometimes, like to judge or to have opinion or help them or give feedback. And I know that sometimes they have like one subject and everyone needs to do that on that subject. But there is never like two games that look even close to each other, because everyone has a different like comprehension and idea of what that theme is.
Yeah.
So it's not like a GDD that everyone use, but it's still like the same subject that they need to work on. So I think it's cool.
I guess, yeah. But yeah, so I'm guessing that the ID guy comes from that point of view, like where it can. That would be a great game ID or story ID for a game.
And probably
I like reading about process. And so there's a couple of big movies that there's a huge amount of information about process. Like the original Star Wars, you can read about like huge amounts of process of how that movie got made. And I think it's so hard to find information about like process, like how a game gets made. Like, you know, those Double Fine documentaries where they had,
yeah, my god, those are
in all the meetings.
Yeah,
amazing.
Those.
But that stuff is like few and far behind. Like usually it's very hard to find like how did this great thing get made? Like,
yeah,
you know, there's very little kind of information generally about how that happened.
Because it takes time. We don't have time to put like all the process.
Exactly. Yeah, so, like you have to sit down and take the time to do it.
Yep.
I mean,
or
Double
you just
Fine,
have like incredibly passionate fans who go and accumulate it and do interviews. And then so like Star Wars, just, you know, people love Star Wars and they've done all of this work to document like the entire process of creation. So you can find all this good process. I don't even like Star Wars that much, but the process stuff is amazing. And another one is Alien. There's a ton of information on the process of getting Alien made. And Steve O'Bannon, he wrote the script for Alien, and he was an effects guy who worked. Maybe he worked on Star Wars. He worked on not Villeneuve's. Oh my God, never mind. Anyway, he wrote the script, and he took it around. Everyone he put the script in front of, he was like, "Yeah, okay, like space script, that's cool." And then when they got to the chestburster scene, everyone was like, "This is the best script ever made. I'm gonna make the movie." Like one scene sold that entire movie, got that entire movie made.
I'm guessing that he changed his pitch to put it forward instead of like in the second act or at the end of the first act. Yeah, I mean, just I mean the movie world. And if I don't know if you know about this, but there's a podcast called "What Went Wrong,"
Oh yeah.
available like probably everywhere. I listen to it on Spotify, and it's like two hosts that goes deep into each and every movie. So Alien, Star Wars, name it, and even movies that like you didn't see, even those are interesting. It's really cool. It's
Yeah.
an awesome
Pretty
podcast.
cool.
Okay, cool. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, if you're into movies and stuff like that, it's gonna be
I like that stuff.
And they don't
yeah,
try to destroy like movie. They just try to go through the process and explain like
Yeah.
what happened. So it's really
There's so much of that, just like owning the movie or whatever. Yeah, like I don't know.
oh yeah,
I don't,
yeah, like
just want like a nice, honest
Yeah.
by creators.
yeah,
you
there you
know,
go. That's
Exactly.
No
the
gotchas. We're not trying to sound smart.
no.
no,
Like I don't
and
like
the
I don't tend to like media criticism because I think it's people trying to sound smart more than they're trying to sound be
And
correct.
they don't always agree. They have like different opinion,
No,
but
of
they
course,
always
'cause they're all
try
making it
to.
up.
Yeah, they're not trying to like be mean to whoever did that, or if someone did something wrong, they're trying to be like objective. But they were kind of
Yeah.
funny about it. Yeah, I like them too. They're really cool.
the production value is way up there too. So it really shows that they know what they're doing and what they're talking about. So
Probably not early. Their first one might look a bit
well, they
less
did,
professional.
yeah, right. But, like
I think they
these
started
days,
with like cats, so
oh yeah, cats.
and they
Like
they try to not be like
new cat.
I
Yeah.
do want
mean
to.
to
I do
them,
want to
so-
listen to the process thing about cats. That is interesting.
It's weird, man. Jesus. Oh, yeah. Like
since
they usually start every podcast saying something like how difficult it is to make a movie and
Yeah.
how much of a miracle is it to actually get it done and on the screen. So when you see movies like Cats getting done, you're like,
yeah.
what? Why? Anyways.
Since you and Sarah are both programmer, or I know that there's like one game that you made together. Is there more of them, or like most of the time you're just like having collaboration with plenty of other people? I know I'm like bringing you back there, but we were
Yeah,
talking about other
usually-
people, so
Usually we work like a little bit on each other's games. So actually, Sarah did the pick the colors for the original Fantastic Contraption.
Oh yeah.
My original colors were truly atrocious. And then I think on Sarah's Rebuild, I didn't do any work. And then Rebuild 2 is a much bigger game, which I helped a little bit on. And then Rebuild 3, I helped a little bit on, some like wiring stuff together.
Yeah.
And then Incredipede was like my game, and Sarah helped. Sarah helped more than I helped on the Rebuild series. She helped me on Incredipede. And then the same has been true for all of our games. So one of us is always the lead, and then the other one will like help a little bit or more than a little bit. Sarah often helps me more than I help Sarah, which I'm not proud of that. It just happens. Sarah's amazing.
So
But there's a couple nice things about that. So one, there's always a lead,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
is very valuable because there's somebody who's always right.
Yeah.
So if I'm
Final
helping Sarah
award.
with the rebuild game, and Sarah's like, I'm like, this is a really good idea. We should do this instead of this. And Sarah's like, well, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to do this. And then it's like, fine, there's no hard feelings. We can have dinner
not
at the end of the day,
yours,
and there's
so
no, yeah.
It's helping for the
then-
relationship and the fact that you're working
yeah,
and
the
living
part,
together.
Exactly. There's no big arguments about the game because it's one person's vision.
Yeah.
The other nice thing is it keeps the studio a little less all our eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
We've got like 2 baskets, so we've doubled our baskets.
Yeah.
Which is really valuable because you're probably going to fail in every game. So those I think are the 2 benefits for being more separate. And
fact
then
that-
yes, as you,
Okay.
we bring in collaborators, so neither of us are professional artists or sound designers. We're both programmers. I mean, that's another. It's hard. If one of us was an artist and one of us was a programmer, it would be much more natural to work on the same game.
Yeah.
Maybe,
But
yeah.
since we're both programmers, it's also easier for us to split up into 2 games.
Are you bringing
So then
often
we
the
tend to work
same
with different
collaborator?
collaborators on every game.
Is it often
What's
the
that?
same people that you bring on for your games, or
No,
you're always going
we
with
we
someone
always work
from?
with different people for every game.
Perfect.
Uh, we work with great people. Often people are not available because we've never started a studio. I actually think like our motto is never start a studio, because I think people who start studios end up less happy than people who don't start studios. But it does mean that we don't get to work with the same people.
Yeah.
Like, people start a studio because they work with some people and they're really good.
They have a
And they're like,
team.
well, I have to make the next game with these people, and then they start a studio. And then they get unhappy because they started a studio.
Yeah,
And
it
so
brings
we
so
just
much like responsibility that people
Yeah.
don't see. If you're making a game,
Yeah, yeah.
you're making games. If you have a studio, there's like all of the finances, the admin, everything behind is so huge, and you're ending up not doing games. You're ending up handling people that do the games that you want to do. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and it
often-
radically changes the kind of games you can make.
Yep.
And like, maybe you're like, you have to like, you need funding now, and you can't just like, bootstrap it yourself. It's completely changes everything.
You need to choose
like,
a project
the downtime
that's
between
gonna
games has
work.
to be changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also changes how you make a game, because you can't. It's harder to have a bunch of downtime for different people. Like, you can't bring in somebody halfway through. You have to. They're there, so they should be working on it from the start.
Yeah.
Whereas I like to do a lot of work up front before I start bringing collaborators in.
Yes.
I like to know that a game is going to be good before I have somebody else come in on like my vision and join me on like my vision, because they, probably, if you work on a thing for like a year and then be like, yeah, sorry, it didn't work out, that's just like blown time for them. That's like a bad, you got paid, but they could have done something,
That was
we're
one
all
of my
working
questions.
yeah.
Are
time in
you
our life.
are your
You want to
collaborator
make art.
when you're collaborating with people? Is it like you make contact and people are invested and interested in your project, or is it like paid work? You're making collaboration by like hiring them and bringing them in. Is it always the same way you're working with other people, or is there a different way that
Well,
you're
we
ending up?
never do like a gun for hire thing. It's always people who are like super engaged with the project. It's like, oh yeah, I really want to do this a lot. I really like this game. Let's work on it together.
Cool.
And then sometimes we do rev share, and then sometimes we do like paid upfront. It kind of depends what the person is looking for.
Cool. Because it's something that we're looking into, because we had our last project last for 6 years, took forever, everyone was part-time. It was so
Nice.
much of a big project for our first game, a small team that is part-time. We were like using our money to pay for
Our time's
artists.
so challenging.
It took forever. It was exhausting. It was like
You
our
shipped, though.
identity.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did.
We shipped.
Oh my god.
But we're working on our next project, and we made it smaller, and
Yeah.
it's like
For now.
finding the right people to. No,
Oh,
we're
did
good
you-
for
did you
that.
say for
We're good
now?
for that. We're
Yeah,
good for
for now.
that.
It's smaller
Cool.
for now.
So I thought I was thinking out loud. They actually, I'm not breaking any NDAs right now, but they actually pushed the release date once already.
It's not because of
Yeah,
us.
that's fine.
It's not
Release
because
dates
of
No,
get
us.
it's
pushed.
not.
Every
It's
release
because
date gets pushed.
it's
That's
not
fine.
because of us.
There
But yes,
was-
definitely. And
At the very
That's not
least,
surprising.
for the
two
moment,
games into
there is
Spiral.
no scope creep. We're not making it bigger.
Oh, nice.
We're keeping it like light, because we want to
Nice.
ship really quickly, because it's gonna be our second game. The first time it took 6 years. We don't want that.
Yeah.
We want like
Yeah.
1 year and we're gonna be done. And we're already
Yeah.
like looking at the next project too. So we don't want to
Yeah.
make it too long. But we had our director with us, and she has new projects. So we're trying to look for someone who can like collab with us, but like we don't know where to look. We don't know how to find people. It's difficult to, because every time you go anywhere near a dev like that has been around for a while, they're like, you don't have money? Handle yourself. And they're like really petty about it. Of like,
Yeah.
if you're
Oh.
not paying, you should not ask for anyone. I'm like, I get it. I understand. I will be the first one saying whatever we can give is not enough for what you're gonna do. But I would hope that there is still like passion somewhere. People excited.
Yeah, well, I have a couple of thoughts about that. I mean, I think one of the challenging things is you're bringing someone to work in on your dream, and everyone has their
yes,
own dream.
definitely.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah.
That's
it's
true.
hard to find people who are like, well, okay, I'm going to say my dream is here. I'm going to set it aside, and and work on your thing.
Yo,
So
definitely
I think
doesn't
it's
work.
always challenging to find somebody to work with you at all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where like money is useful.
Yes.
Because people have
Yeah.
to pay rent. So if you can be like,
Definitely.
I will pay your rent, they'll be like, oh, I'm more interested in believing in your vision now.
Yes.
Um,
And again, I'm not saying like we don't give them anything, they do all their work and then we leave them on the side. That's not what I'm looking at, but I'm
Yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about like we don't have money enough for the work they're gonna bring. Objectively. Like objectively
Yeah.
it would not be enough for what they're gonna bring to the project. And we're not
you can
asking
always,
like
you can, you know, and you can offer rev share, but
Yeah.
the challenge is then they have to believe in the commercial success of the project.
that's
Yeah,
always
there
the
you go.
case. We always like
which is
offer
more
it,
challenging
but
than believing in the artistic
Exactly.
vision of the project.
it's like, yeah, but rev share when you didn't prove that you're gonna make money doesn't mean
Also,
anything.
Yes.
So it
it's
is
easier
there,
if your first game hits, and then you're like, let's do rev share. My last game made money. You can have,
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah,
whatever
a
percent
part of the cake.
of the
Yeah,
next
there you go.
Yep.
Last one made this much. If I give you 10% of that, you'd make this. So let's go.
Yeah.
Even though lots of second
Yeah,
projects.
it doesn't mask that way. at
Objectively
all,
doesn't mean
but yeah.
anything, but
And you
it's more.
And you need to find someone who can do rev share, which means that they can just magically pay their rent
Until.
a year, 2 years, 6 years.
Since
years
we're
enough.
really part time, it never has been a full time thing. 'Cause,
Yeah, yeah.
Like
But part-time
what
is
we're
very
looking
challenging.
more
Like-
10. Yeah.
If you work part time, it could take you 6 years to ship.
Yes. That's not gonna happen right now. We're starting looking.
That's excellent.
It's definitely not because what I was talking about earlier, like Michael, the creative director, it's also my brother, and I most of the time calling the like creative dictator. So he's the kind of boy who's gonna say no at everything you're asking because it's not in the plan. So if you're asking, it's not there. And the plan is done. It's not moving.
That's great.
Nothing is
Yeah.
gonna move. So we're usually it makes sense. We have a timeline and we're respecting it. We have a budget and we're respecting it. It's really about finding people that understand that we are tight. We know what we're doing, but
Yeah.
we're poor. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
Another thing I wanted to say too is I think it's very different for programmers than other team members in this situation because the programmer, you're kind of the prime mover. Like you can make like I say, I like to get a project like halfway before I talk to anyone else about it. But if you're not the programmer, it's actually very hard to get a thing started. Like you can make any game in 2 weeks. So if a programmer can just can spend 2 weeks, make the game, and then be like, hey,
It's just
play
not
this, it's a
ready
working
yet.
thing, it's gonna be super fun. Yeah, it's like not polished. I have to tell you how to. I have to like explain how it works so you can play it. There's no sound, there's no art, but you can see it's like got potential. It's like fun, right?
we don't have
And
programmer.
it's hard to do
like,
that as
at
another
all.
team member. It's just like very hard. Yeah.
But we're on Unreal because we don't have programmers, so we're Blueprint because he's a teacher in Blueprint. So we can have something that like works. It's just it's all the beauty shot that needs to be worked on.
But I mean, that's all you need for collaborators. That's where you want to be. Like, it doesn't matter if it looks good. And I know people who've shipped games on blueprints. Like, there was a VR game called Island 359 or 365. They did that, no programmers, shipped that whole VR game entirely in blueprints.
I'm gonna look at
I mean,
this.
Blueprint. I've played with it for a while, and it's a good but well, I mean, it's a good Node language thingy. But like, as soon as you want to do something more like precise, depending on what you want to do, you need to go into the code and you need to learn how C++ will work throughout those. It's I mean, I've like started learning about it and just making a wall move the way that you want to move, not the way that like the nodes will do it. You need to understand how the code works behind it. Yeah.
I'm sure the dictator will say that there is probably a way, but he will also agree that at the end of the day, you need a programmer at some point to make it customizable and like more
Yeah.
tailored for what you're doing. So definitely.
If you need 3 nodes to do one thing that you could like just code in C++ in one node in Blueprint, it's going to be easier. Anyway. lighter at the very least. Anyways,
Yes, collaborator is very challenging. I will tell
yeah,
you how, if you're interested in finding collaborators, I can tell you one way that worked for me. I found the artist for Incredipe, Thomas Shahan. I was looking up spiders on Wikipedia and thought there was a particularly good picture of a spider, and I clicked on it to see who took the picture, and then I found that he was also a woodblock artist, and I hired him to work on Incredipe. So,
there you go.
if you're looking for artists, you can always just troll through Wikipedia.
And that game looks amazing.
Yeah, that got an
To be
art
honest,
nomination. That got an IGF art nomination. Thomas is
it's
incredible. That game looks incredible. Yeah, that game still looks
weird.
amazing.
Yeah, and I mean,
He gave me one paint over. I was like, here's the gray box, because that game was all, was gray boxes when I went to Thomas. Here's a gray box. I'll pay you some money to do like just a paint over. We're still deciding if we want to work together. And then he just sketched something out in a couple of hours, and I was like, oh, if we can make the game halfway to this, it'll look great. And then by the end, it looked so much better than the paint over looked. And that game was entirely in Flash, using the Flash graphics card.
for real. All right.
Yes, using Starling, which was all on the graphics card in Flash. Because Flash is like, oh, what if we get like graphics card acceleration in Flash and go to like raster-based graphics? We could be like a real game engine, and it like really was for like 4 years before they then killed the whole project.
That's sad. But the look of the game, which is in my own taste timeless, looks kind of like paint-y, like handmade.
It's all
Anyway,
woodblock prints. Yeah.
it's beautifully rendered. It's still fantastic contraption with a new coat of paint, right?
Oh, I don't think that's true. I don't agree. I don't agree.
Please disagree with me and explain to me why.
Okay, so fantastic contraption. There's a different flux capacitor. So fantastic contraption is like wheels and a stick, and then in Incredipede, so fantastic contraption is very mechanical. Human beings, we use wheels and cogs. We spin things a lot. But the natural world doesn't use any wheels. It never spins anything. It's like very hard to run veins through a wheel. Instead, we use muscles, so we expand and contract. There's a muscle here, and there's a muscle here. So Incredipede is, instead of using the kind of atomic verbs of human machines, it uses the atomic verbs of the natural world. So everything is just sticks and muscles, and so you just add if you want to make an elbow, you just draw 2 sticks, and then you put a muscle between, and then you can articulate it.
All right.
So it's a completely different.
It's
like a different order of reality.
Yeah, I was kind of baiting you into explaining the difference between those two. I'm sorry, but
yeah. So that game idea came as we were doing a lot of traveling, and we're just like surrounded by the I don't know. Yeah, corny, but splendor and variety of nature. And you're like, I can't believe nature does such. I mean, in some ways, simple building blocks generate so much variety. In other words,
but it is, it's weird. Evolution is weird. But I mean, the from what I've seen, because I've looked through your games before the interview, and when I got on Incredipede, I was like, "Well, it
still looks amazing.
That's brilliant.
It's always going to look great because woodblock prints are still. I mean,
it's timeless.
It's funny the way we make games. The way we make games look is we draw very narrowly from history. We're always drawing from games, and there's a huge. This is also why I don't like 3D dimension. I don't like 3D because 2D we have 10,000 years of art to crib from. There's a huge amount to steal from and to be inspired by. And then in 3D, there's like I don't know, 25 years of stuff to borrow from. So it's just way harder to make an interesting looking 3D game than an interesting looking 2D game.
You're right. You could do. You're on mute, I think. Are you?
That's also true. I was saying that's true. I find it really interesting. We have so much to get inspired from. That. Yeah, I was just agreeing.
From the first cave painting.
Yeah.
Let's do a game about.
And then people don't do that enough. People aren't looking back in the entire history of human art and then cribbing from it enough.
One question I had though about Incredibid, who did the audio work on it? Because it's good
Oh
in a
man,
weird way.
Yeah, Jordan Fair. Jordan Fair did all the audio.
Okay.
I don't know what Jordan's doing now, but yeah, he did a great job. I think it sounds really good. I think the
It's-
soundtrack
it's-
is also really good. Sarah compiled the soundtrack for the game.
Oh yeah.
So we didn't commission anything for the soundtrack for Incredibid, but Sarah found
Okay.
just a bunch of artists who did really good work,
Nice.
managed to be in the same vein.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, that's all my questions about Incredibid. I need to play
That's
that
nice because,
game.
like the soundies often go underappreciated.
I'm a sound guy.
Most people aren't like, that
yeah.
game sounded so good, but it's true. It has a huge impact on how people
Most of the
react to game.
time,
But
it's
I mean, a lot of it is like kind of is subconscious.
Yeah.
It's very important,
Yeah,
but maybe
yeah,
not like
yeah,
top of
yeah.
mind.
Well, I remember when I saw the first time that I saw the end scene of Spiral, and I'm like, God, the music has so much to do with it.
Oh,
It's like the
huge.
emotion you can feel the music bringing you slowly down. Yeah, there you go. It's. I mean, I believe that the music is. I cannot say more than 50% because but it's
I am
if it's not
ashamed to say
but-
that I, in the past, most of the time, often played game without sound. I
It's-
did that.
I mean, you're just gonna get a worse experience.
I know,
Just gonna kind
and
of
I'm
suck
doing
more.
it less. But I don't know why my brain is like that. But when there's too much like sound and visual, my brain just become overwhelmed, and I'm like, yeah, it's just gonna be fine. I'm just not gonna hear. And yeah, some game like made me realize that it was really more important than I thought.
Mass Effect is
depends
not the
game to
same
game.
game. Yeah, Mass Effect is not the same game if you don't have the music
know,
on.
and
It's
I have it. It's one of them.
yeah. Anyways,
I'm sorry. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm sorry.
Not every
No,
game
it's
is
alright.
an audio masterpiece. Not every.
no, of course
Although a
not.
lot of games.
I mean, there's a lot of time that goes into thinking what kind, right, depending on the game. But like, most often than not, the narrative side of the game comes with a soundtrack that like elevates the story and push through some emotions and stuff. So, I mean, from the top of my head, Assassin's Creed's Black Flag. I've listened to the soundtrack more than
I can't think of any other game that has more sea shanties. It's the only sea. I don't know why more games don't do sea shanties.
The sea shanties are cool, but the soundtrack made by Brian, I don't remember his last name, is God, it's good. God, it's like brass and like acoustic. God, jeez, that's big. A lot of money went into that soundtrack. It's God, it's good. Good, it's okay. All right. So yeah, there we go. I've done my piece about.
I feel
Big ups for the soundies.
I feel like you have like a segue for your question, kind of like here, if you want to. And you
yeah,
can
there we go.
modify it towards sound if you want.
I don't know if it would work.
You're not sure?
But
Then go for
I'm
the
gonna
usual.
try. I'm gonna try. No, not the
You're
usual,
making-
but I mean the usual would be interesting. Let's see. Let's see where it goes. I'm gonna start it, and I'm gonna wing the
As
end
usual.
part of-
As usual.
All right,
I'm muting
Colin.
myself so you're not gonna hear me giggle in the back.
there we go. Thank you. Although it's kind of what sells the TikTok clips is your interruptions, but you know.
I'll try to be brilliant interrupting you in your
There you
question.
go. Colin.
Sorry, my camera's so bad if we're looking for TikTok clips.
Oh, it's really
Oh,
small.
it's totally
and
fine. Yeah, don't
always
worry. It's yeah.
Nobody can see it anyway. Good.
No.
At the moment,
don't
we're
worry.
looking at the Steam page of Incredibid, so it's always good. We're really
okay,
small.
okay.
It's fine. Don't worry. Colin, here we are at the end-ish of the segment. This is usually where we stop talking to each other because the question that I'm gonna ask goes way too deep.
Way too long, too.
And way too long too. But bear with me. And please, if you are going to like hang up and go your own way because the question is way too hard to answer.
You have time to drink.
Yeah, please. Yeah, Just say goodbye first. There. Okay. So the question goes that way. Colin, you are
So much
that
buildup.
many.
Oh, it's
Hold
not
on.
done.
We're halfway there. There was a build up to the build up, and then we get the
Yeah.
So, you are, Colin, that many years old, with which you've spent most of the time on this earth, like the planet.
I would guess
Sorry,
so.
my accent gets in the way. And then you've lived through good things and bad things and good things and wonderful things and terrible things.
I would guess so.
Yeah, like everybody. I mean, if you didn't live through terrible
He traveled
things,
more
good for you,
than
but
the usual human,
Yeah.
I would say.
yeah, there. So, I want you to take each and every like.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna like this one.
Hold on. Bear with me.
Aren't we all?
Don't hang up right now. You are going to take every experiences that you have, right? You put those experiences inside of a box, right? And then you put a top on that box, all right? Like a nice top, right? Cool. And then you put a nice little bow on it. Color you choose, I don't care. You take that box, you put it on the side. You can shake it if you want, but you put it on the side.
That's a new addition. I like it. Shake the box.
And then you answer that very, very, very deep question. And I'm saying it 3 times because my editor likes to zoom on every face. I need to adjust that part. And you answer that very, very, very deep question. What are your top 3 movies of all time? I usually go for video games.
I wanted to know the games. You broke everything.
No, I'm sorry, but
wanted the games.
he's a movie fan, so he's one of the few. I can like relate. To
If you
movies,
have
like,
time after, I
movie-wise.
would like to know the games, but it's fine.
Okay,
It's fine. I
yeah,
accept that I'm not owning that question.
Start with the movies, and if you are still willing, I would very much like to know.
Here's
the
what I'm gonna
top 3.
do. Because okay, human brains don't work this way though, right? Like I can't dig in and like top. That's not like I can name 3
know.
things I like off the top of my head. So in compromise, I'm gonna name 3 movies I really like and 3 games I really like, but I'm not gonna say that those
Perfect.
are my best of my.
Perfect.
Okay, cool.
No, but no
You're
feeling are
actually capable
gonna
of
get
doing
hurt. Perfect.
I've been thinking a lot about Evil Dead 2 lately. I guess because the new Sam Raimi movie is out, so I'm gonna say Evil Dead 2. Time Bandits had a huge impact on me when I was a kid, so I'm gonna say Time Bandits.
Good.
By nuts, I don't remember his name. You know, the Python director. And number 3. I'm gonna say Climax by Gaspar Noé. It's a French extremism. Gaspar Noé is like a weird director, and there's this.
Know that one.
In the French, it's a whole one shot, and he's French, and I guess in the French dance.
I've seen that.
You know Climax?
I've seen
Climax,
that one.
it's incredible. I think it's one of the best 3 movies I've ever seen.
I've seen that
So
one.
in the French dance community, there's this urban myth where this dance troupe was getting ready for a big show, and they had a party before the show, and somebody spiked the punch with LSD, and then they all went crazy and killed each other. And so Gaspar Noé was at a party with these dancers, and somebody told him this urban legend. He was like, "That's great. Let's just film that movie, and all the dancers who were at the party got together, and then like 2 months later they filmed this movie. That's just that. It's like one shot. It's totally incredible.
Yep.
Hold on, it's
So
one
those are my
shot
three
as
movies.
a oneer the whole time.
Yeah, and it's actually like I believe it was filmed with actual. I mean, there's like a couple of cuts at the beginning and the end, but the huge amount,
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
95% of it is one. And I believe it's actually one. Like they didn't. There aren't like
Yeah.
hidden cuts anywhere. I think the whole thing is actually one.
Yeah,
movie's
it's
totally
something.
incredible.
It's something. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
glad I know
amazing.
that one.
Dance is incredible. Yeah, dance also like I think dance in film is like undersung. Dancers often do incredible work in film. Like if you're gonna make a zombie movie, hire dancers because they know how to move.
Yeah.
True. True.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Excited.
my
Nice
mine
choice.
Is,
Like,
yeah, Time Bandit. Time Bandit. We
I
wrote
don't
it.
know that
That-
one, but I know climax.
Oh,
it's
it's,
a good movie, but it's a.
That's driving me
no.
crazy. I can't remember the name of the director. It's driving me totally
on.
Time
insane.
Bandit, I have it here open. Director Terry Gilliam. Terry
Yeah,
Gilliam.
Terry Gilliam. So it's a Terry Gilliam movie,
Yeah,
and it's like
and-
a kids movie from a time when kids movies were like allowed to be like
Weird.
screwed up,
PG-16.
scary, and, like scar you. It was like when kids movies could still scar you,
Yeah.
and so I still think about that movie all the time.
It is
need to watch that one.
he did a couple of Monty Python movies.
Well,
and
he's
then,
a Python. He was the animator.
Yeah.
So all like the beginning intro of the Pythons like that was Terry Gilliam. And then I think he directed one of the Python movies. Did he direct Holy Grail maybe?
I'm gonna click
I don't
on
remember.
Terry.
Yeah. Holy Grail
Oh, I'm
and
seeing
the
it.
Holy
And then-
Grail. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't say Brazil, but I could say Brazil. That movie's incredible.
Two, for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's good. And there was like some recent pick in it.
Yeah.
So, good for
Climax
you.
in 2018.
When
Climax?
he said climax French extremism, I was like betting on like a 50s or 60s movie.
Nope.
I have been watching a lot of French new wave documentary, 60s documentary lately,
Yeah.
though, which is a pretty interesting vein. It's like they basically invented modern documentary in the 60s, and
Indeed.
we could talk about that for a bunch of time.
Yeah, we should
many
like
subjects.
have a different podcast
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to talk about that.
Yeah.
All right, so movies are done. Now, top 3 games.
Okay, top 3 games. Man,
That
is
are
it
not
cheating to
top
say
3.
Spelunky 2, Spelunky 1, and Spelunky Game Maker?
Yeah, it's definitely cheating. You can say
to pick
the
one
Spelunkies. Yeah, please.
Okay, so Spelunky
Whatever it
2 is
Yeah.
the best of the Spelunkies. I deeply, deeply love Spelunky 2. And then I don't know, it's hard to not go back to like we actually just had for my birthday I had a LAN party. So we got like 20
Like an actual
indie
one?
dev. Yeah, we got like 20 indie dev friends over. Like the bunch of the people in the indie community came
What?
over and they all brought like PCs. Some people brought like towers over and set it all
For
up.
real?
Yeah, it was amazing. We had like a full-on LAN party, and we had to it was like a proper 90s LAN party. Like the tech didn't work. We had to go buy a router and
For
like
real? Oh
yeah,
my
buy,
god.
like cables to
That
put
is
people things, and we
so
played
awesome.
Counter-Strike and StarCraft Brood War.
Oh.
Jesus.
'Cause those were, like, back,
Why
you know-
wasn't at your place?
Why aren't we friends? Why?
Because you live in Montreal instead of Vancouver.
I know.
We
but
don't live in
I would've,
Montreal.
Like,
I could have ended up in Montreal. Montreal is a
It's
city
too
I would
cool.
live in for sure.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Vancouver.
it's still beautiful. Also, I'm going to say you have better beer. And it
Yeah.
hurts me to admit that, but you have better beer in Montreal.
Yeah,
we have
I mean,
great
I'm-
beer. We have great
For
beer.
one
great
that
beer.
doesn't
Yeah.
drink beer,
I like
cannot,
beer. I like her
relate.
beer.
But, I just want to know that LAN party. How long did it take for you to actually play? And what was the sound when everybody got connected and everything worked? What was like the vibe?
Actually, it was funny because, modern technology has smoothed things out a lot. So actually getting playing was okay. And it's just that the router, it was mostly wireless now. And then our
yeah,
router
right.
just like couldn't do the traffic. So it would just conk out. Like it would conk out for like 10 seconds randomly at a time. And the whole, because we had people playing StarCraft and Counter-Strike at the same time, but it would kill
Too
both
much.
of those
On the
games.
same network? Oh my
Too
god!
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had like 20 people or whatever. and it would like kill the whole network at once. So everybody would be like, yeah, because they'd be in the middle of something. Click, 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 click. So we actually we went and bought a router and then brought it back and then plugged it in, and it's like, oh, good, like better router kind of made everything work.
Oh, nice.
Task a little bit
That's
between two
cool.
routers.
That's cool.
So I'm kind of thinking about Counter-Strike and StarCraft Brood War now, because we just had that big LAN party last weekend, and that was like, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of don't remember how fun StarCraft or Counter-Strike is.
Yeah,
it's like insane how fun that game is. But then, I can name other games like Armadillo Run really did.
Yeah.
It was like big, started contraption. And then like World of Goo was a huge thing for me. World of Goo was that like, oh wait, you can make video games? So that was like a huge deal for me, personally. And then Spelunky 2 is like the most fun game ever made.
Ever. He said it.
Yeah.
Ever.
Spelunky 2 is the best. Yeah, I mean, I said your brain doesn't work. It doesn't like index things in terms of like what's the best ever. But Spelunky 2 is the best game ever made.
There was like room for that one.
Yeah. That's the only thing. I don't know what my favorite food is. I don't know what my favorite color is. I
game.
don't know what my favorite song or movie is. Video game, Spelunky 2.
Do you remember the first game? Like, what's the first game you remember playing that like you made like games are
Zork?
awesome? Zork.
The first game I ever played was Zork on my dad's teletype machine that he brought home and then put in like a 300 baud modem that we had to take the phone receiver and plug into. And then he logged into his work office computer. And we played Zork on a teletype. Like, the modem would like print out, like, you're in a dark forest, you think you might see a grue. And then you would type whatever number, it would go back to the server at the office and come back, and then come out on the teletype machine.
You were actually running it through, my God, Jesus, wow.
That's the first video game I ever played.
Funnily enough, last week we had Julia Minamata, and
who's also making Easy in Dev.
Yeah, and she does like EGA text parser game.
Oh, really?
Yes.
For real. And cool. Zork was one of her big inspirations too, because all comes from the same place. But she released the Crimson Diamond. Yes. If you ever want to go back into those kinds of games, really like the cool. EGA part, I had to get like an explanation because like I'm a VGA kind of guy. Like that was like my peak pixel.
16 colors. No.
Yeah.
We need 256 out here.
Yeah, please. Come on. Jeez.
Somebody's got to do a CGA demake. Cut it down to 4.
She wanted it more complicated, and she did awesome.
Funnily enough, she actually worked on the name escapes me, but like it's kind of a Game Boy, 2 colors that just came out. We saw them.
Playdate.
Yeah. And she did a game on that.
Perfect. Yeah.
So like 2 colors. There we go.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, we saw them at PAX when they were pushing the platform out, and I was like, "Well, that's brilliant, but I need 256 colors. I cannot go."
Surely there are not more than that.
I mean,
56 has got to be basically all the colors.
Bitmap
wise, name
wise,
256. Can you name 256?
No, can you? Yeah, there you go. There's a waterfall in Cake Quest 5. It's way better in VGA.
Oh my God! Does she do what's it called? The palette shifting?
I don't know.
You know, because you've got like, I'm not sure. I don't think this. I think EGA actually had like 16 set colors, right? I think it's what am I thinking? I think so. There's like a different technology that had a set of 16 palette, and then you could change the palette and you could animate images that way. People know what I'm talking about. I don't know.
We need to bring Julia back to answer that question.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where are you?
She would know exactly what. Yeah. She could answer all of our questions on that.
Yes.
We're going to have like a round table of everybody, and we'll just shut up and let them handle their questions. That would be fun.
Because I'm a fraud here. I was not really playing video games when I was younger. I was looking at my brother because I didn't add right to that controller. So I've played like Crash and Tekken and like Twisted Metal 2. But before PlayStation 1,
Nice.
I've never touched anything. And I was mostly looking at him play. I've started playing like my first like games that I've finished were like the trilogy of Witcher and Mass Effect. Like, so
Nice,
I
yeah.
came like really late in the game. So I don't know anything retro. I know them, but I've never played them. I've seen them, but I didn't get my hand on it. So when people talk retro, I'm like, I've played a bit of Donkey Kong on an emulator. that's the extent of my knowledge.
I don't think there's a lot of reason to go play old stuff, though. I mean, people who are crusty about like old stuff was better. I think they're mostly just thinking about their own
Nostalgia,
childhood. Like,
yeah.
it's game design. It's crazy when you think about where game design has come. Like, you know, in even if you had like a EGA machine that could run EGA graphics, the games you could make on that like if you could make a lot of modern games on that hardware, but the game design had not advanced. We didn't have we didn't have like half a decade of people figuring out game design.
There you go. I mean, the amount of ingenuity that goes into those games, those early games, is mind-blowing just on the technical aspect of it.
Technically, things were insanely hard to make. Yeah.
The first one that comes to mind is the first Elite game that came out on like the BBC Micro back in the days. I mean, the whole game, which is an open world game, a space thingy, with less than one email that you could send today. I mean, it's 22K. That game is insanely effective at being as bare bone as it could be. I mean,
do you ever see those Pac-Man posters?
No.
They fit every memory address of all of Pac-Man on a poster.
For real?
Yeah. It's just, or maybe two posters. Like it's crazy how, and it's, you know, they were all in assembly, and it includes all the graphics and the audio bits.
That's impressive.
Oh my god.
The whole game, all of Pac-Man is just like.
You can actually, I mean, you know, when I was a kid, I was like programming my game that came into like a magazine. Like you had like 20 pages and you like wrote. Yeah, you wrote your game. You wrote
64.
I mean, and you made one mistake, and you had to redo it all over again. You wanted to play that Ghostbusters game. It was a good game, that Ghostbusters.
Pluribus.
Oh god! Funnily enough, I have that game in my car now.
Oh.
Whoa!
Yeah, it comes with the Tesla computer. You have like a couple of arcade games that comes with it. So
crazy.
Yeah, but not made for a tactile screen. It's weird, but you know, it's just fun to have it there. Anyways,
I would say if you want to understand modern games, just go play Spelunky. Just go play 300 or 400 hours of Spelunky.
I don't know that game.
At the very beginning.
I like Googled it because I don't know the game. So I'm going to try it out. I'm going to go take a look at it.
It's amazing.
Definitely.
Got me through the pandemic, that game.
Oh.
For real?
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Where were you? Hold on. I mean, where were you during the pandemic?
We're living in Vancouver.
Yeah, it's been 10 years, we're saying, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
So we went through the pandemic in Vancouver.
Okay.
I just played a lot of Spelunky. I have beaten Cosmic Ocean, which is a rarefied Spelunky air.
For real?
I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, no, I've played Spelunky. Yeah, okay, cool. I knew. I wasn't sure, but yeah, the artwork came back to me.
I'm googling like there is no tomorrow.
Yeah. Get in Spelunky, and then it's very hard. So
it's pretty.
You gotta kind of work at the beginning. You gotta put in some work before you know it starts to catch.
I have no coordination at all. I'm quite sure I'm not gonna beat anything, but I will try my best.
Yeah, you need to work on
You'll
it.
develop it.
It's yeah. One other
After 400
example.
hours, you'll be good.
He can do it with his eyes closed.
I wonder how many hours I have in Spelunky if I open Steam.
Oh, please let us know.
That would be a great question.
That is a good question.
Okay, what's your
Your
biggest
favorite
like?
game?
Yeah.
Oh, open Steam and how many?
Yeah,
how many
how
hours,
many
do you have in
hours
that?
do you have? Yeah, there we go.
What's the game
that
you have
would
the
be-
most hours?
But it's a little. It's not totally accurate because sometimes I would leave my
Yeah.
machine on.
Yeah, me too.
489 hours.
Oh, damn.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I've
Is
got
it
games
the
that-
game that you have like the most hour in your?
I don't know. Can you
List?
order Steam by that? I mean, it definitely
know.
is.
I think
There's
you
no
can on
question,
your
except my own
profile.
games.
I think you can see it on your profile, like the amount.
How do you get there?
I don't.
Yeah.
know.
So Fantastic
The amount
Contraption,
of
I have
hours you-
4,600 hours. In.
A couple of hours on that one.
Yeah. Because your own
The-
games
the-
is always going to be like ridiculous.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes,
You're gonna
if you go on your
play this to death.
profile, you go on all game, and they're gonna like record them on the amount. You can like choose
Oh, really?
achievement, name, or
Wait, how do you-
playtime. You go
How do you get there?
profile, like your name tag upstairs. You go on it, and you go
On the
on
right?
profile up at the
View
top.
my profile? Okay.
At the top.
Yeah.
Like there's your name profile, and on the side, like on the right, there's like your badge, and underneath there's
Yeah.
games, and there you're gonna have like your games
Ah,
with
okay.
playtime.
Okay. Yes.
Badge.
So Museum of Other Realities, that's my own game. I have 8,000 hours in that. Fantastic Contraption, that's my own game. I have 4,600 hours in that. And then it's Spelunky 2.
Yeah.
4,500 hours.
You made the list.
There you go.
Wow. And then it's Tilt Brush with 300 hours. That's crazy. And then Fallout 4
Yeah.
VR.
I have Fallout 4 in
Then
my
Google
top.
Earth VR.
VR.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was on Steam. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Right. Well, I was really on the money, although it's probably because I left it open when I went on vacation at some point. Kerbal has
Yeah.
1,000 hours.
1,000.
Yeah, but I remember, like,
Yeah,
I
I don't think these
don't-
counts are like that accurate because you always just like leave it on and go to bed
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever,
mostly
and
like you
forget
open
it's
it
on.
and you. My main is Spirit City Lo-Fi Session because it's like in the background and you have a to-do list on it, and it's really like just a customization
Yeah.
to like help you be. And after that, I have Baldur's Gate with almost
Nice.
400.
Whoa! Let's
oh yeah,
go!
we played
Wow.
a lot of Baldur's Gate.
I have Path of
I
Exile,
actually-
the first one, to at
Wow.
350.
Oh heck yeah! Wow.
Yeah, I actually wanted to do a stream on folklore with Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, we need to go
Would
back
like
in.
bring like mud the game to have as many players as we want at the same time. So like instead of
That's
like
sweet.
4, just like have a bunch of them, and bring our community inside the game and just like have a backstory on
Like
every
architectural
character.
game design tour.
Yeah.
That's not finished.
Such a
That's
cool idea.
cool.
That's such a cool idea.
It could be fun. Yeah.
So in theory, we're reaching the end because kiddos, 11 p.m. on our side. So
Yeah, I mean,
think
I
we're
was
going at
I
the
was
end.
ready to but it's fun. I actually
Well,
forgot
I like that
we
question
were on
actually.
Steam.
I was dreading the like, what's the best ever question, but that was fun.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much for spending time with us. That was really cool.
Well, I'm not sure what my canonical 3 games are, but I feel like I dodged that one.
Well, you need to work on that, and the next time you're on, when you're ready to make your big announcement,
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
gonna
come
ask.
announce. Yeah, I'll come announce the new Fantastic Contraption. here
Perfect.
when I'm ready
Please
to announce
do.
it.
Someday, when it's not going to be a secret anymore,
He said in the summer.
or fall.
No,
Because
that's
you know,
release. I'll have to announce it at some point
yeah.
before that.
Yeah, you need to think
So-
marketing.
Yeah,
Market.
exactly. 'Cause yeah, I'm so bad at it.
I mean, I know of a game, which I will, like, not say the name, that actually just never announced and just press released on Steam.
Oh
Hey.
yeah, there's plenty of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something
never
that
was
hurt
good.
my feeling, to be fair. It's like
Oh my
frustrating
God.
because you're like, just give it 2 weeks and you're gonna have more reach. Just give it 2 weeks. Don't do anything but announce
Yeah.
Yeah.
the release, and it's gonna be more than not doing anything. Don't shadow release,
Yeah.
people. Please don't
went
shadow
from-
release.
Yeah.
He
do
went
that.
from coming soon to released, right? There was
There
was
no
no
in between.
chance for him to be like in
It
the
broke my
any kind
heart.
of upcoming. Yeah,
It broke my heart. I don't like it. Don't do that, people. Give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
Like just a minimum, like bare, like small chance. Please.
But making games is creative fulfilling and gives you, it's bread. And releasing games sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
So you can see why people do it.
kind of. I get. Yeah, but I mean, it's an endeavor. You should
so
like.
stressful.
It's part, yeah. Anyways, I
No
mean, we
sleep.
could go.
So many
really-
bugs. The worst.
Oh, yeah. I mean, seeing those bugs while you're looking at your game on Twitch played in front of like a couple of hundred people, and I'm like, yeah, it's a bug.
Why did we do that?
I
Why did we
think-
do that?
Oh my god, it was painful.
Yeah.
We had like break dancing at some point
See?
in like an emotional part of the game, and I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
that's
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.
I find it very hard to watch people play my games because of stuff like that.
Oh, I don't like it too, but like the way we're built. I don't have any ends in games we're doing. I'm like project manager, and like we're working on marketing and community, and so it's been my baby for 6 years, but I don't touch it. So it's our responsibility to handle the side where people are. So I felt destroyed. I was like, I
Yeah.
feel like I made it. I don't want to look at you like break it and feel like I've put like a child that doesn't work on its own in the world.
I mean, that's just how it goes, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really avoidable.
It's reality.
You can try as hard as you want, but
Yeah.
you're always going to be something unreleased.
We cannot like, and especially indie, we don't have like the resources to
Yeah,
be
you can hire
able to look
testers. If you're-
everything.
I mean, we've worked with some really good testers.
Yeah.
And that job exists for a reason. Those
Yes,
people are good at what
definitely.
they do.
And they
They're
do it
worth
well.
paying to do their job.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
If
But
you have the
know,
money
if
for
you're
it.
working on a shoestring, it's hard to bring in those professionals to do it, and then you end up paying a pretty high price because you couldn't do it. Yeah, I agree.
Which one come first?
all in
yeah.
all, it
Yeah.
went well, and we
Yes.
had a great time, and people cried, so we won. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So the result at the end of the day is thank you so much for being there with us. Thank you so much for sharing your wiseness and your knowledge and your like adventure. And you are
yeah,
so welcome back anytime if you want to chat more and have discussion about
Thanks.
French movie or about anything.
Yeah, we can get to the second half of the Northway Games game catalog over the next
that would-
3 hours.
Yes.
that would,
So definitely it was really, really fun. So don't hesitate if you want to
Yeah.
come back in or just
Really.
chat at any point.
for real.
And we're going to end the stream on that
Definitely.
note. So we can let Alto go to bed and you enjoy the rest of your
Please.
night. So
Thank you so much for having me. It's
I
been
would
really,
love. I just want to add something, Colin.
really
I
fun.
did not go for a refill.
That's
so that's
telling.
how entertaining you are.
That's telling. Yeah.
Yeah, I taught myself up a couple of times.
Yeah, but you've got like a small shooter
I
glass.
stayed sober.
Yes, you did. And there was plenty
Good
of
for-
water too. So
Just enough to keep me talkative.
yeah. So thank
That's
you
perfect.
everyone for being there and have a great rest of your night. It's for us time to go. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. We need to time those bye-bye thing.
And we're not